showing those levels too. Look at that 4-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meeting them with straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother, Just Due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes. Got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it. This channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
The truth or tell on your ass what you doing or what you're not doing every single time. You can lie, you can bullshit and all that, but when that bell rings, if you ain't put that work in, it's gonna show, bro. It's gonna show. Not to mention y'all in a sport that can cost you your life. Literally, you can die in this shit. So if that's the case, man, if you're gonna do this, don't bullshit with it. If you don't really want it, say to yourself, keep it real with yourself. I really don't want this shit. I can't put the work in that it requires. Walk away. Ain't nobody mad at you. Go out there, you're young enough, you go get educated, get a skill, do something, man. But don't play with this, man. People you can get killed in this shit, man.
Man, what's good? What's good? Salute to the family. How y'all feeling on this good Wednesday, man? We back to build on this boxing and give it his just due, man. Gotta get that boy, that man Terence Crawford, his just due, man. You know, I know y'all already seen the news that he stepping away from the sport, he retiring at the top, as I like to call it. I think that's what he doing, man. It's it couldn't have been a better way to go out. 42-0, 31 knockouts, 5 division champion, 3 divisions undisputed. You get me? He went out making the 2 biggest fights of his career. He did it without the help of his promoter, his longtime promoter, and Bob Arum. You just got to get a man his flowers. And I'm saying people taking all types of digs and jabs at him. It's sad because and I mean it, I'm standing on this. If you can't celebrate Terence Crawford for a job well done, for a career well done, you truly might not. It's a real good chance that you don't like boxing for real. Like, it's a very, very good chance that you don't like boxing. I mean, there's no middle ground with this. There's no in between. There's none of that. Like, there's none of that. It's very like he ain't got to be your favorite fighter. You know, you don't got to think he the best fighter to ever lace up a pair of gloves. None of those things, man. But like I said, simply stated, man, if you can't salute that man on a job well done, you probably need to reevaluate how much of a boxing fan you truly are. You get what I'm saying? True professional. He did it his way. He went out on top. Not a single scratch on his resume. And with the odds, you know, stacked up against him, politics, and all those different things, this man stood tall. He stood the test of time. And when the smoke cleared, like I said, through all the narratives, the rhetoric, the slander, you know what I'm saying? He made it to the top, bro. And he's going out on top. I think that's the best way to do it. Like, shit, I'm glad for him. I'm happy for him because it seemed like people really didn't appreciate the presence of Bud Crawford. No way. All they did, the more he did, the more they asked you to do, right? You know what I'm saying? He beat Canelo Alvarez up soundly. You know what I'm saying? Soundly. Moved in his division to do it. And a lot of people thought he shouldn't have did it. And, you know, we would call stupid for picking him to win. And he went up there and dethroned that man. You know what I'm saying? Dethroned him. And right after that, they like, well, won't he go up there and fight Benavidez, a light heavyweight? Won't he go fight Beaver? Won't he go do? Nah, he did what he did. He did exactly what he said he was going to do, didn't he? Said he was going to run them punches upside Canelo head, didn't he? Ain't that what he did? Ran them punches right upside Buddy head and had Canelo. He beat Canelo so soundly that Canelo had to just accept defeat at the end of the fight. No excuse. He couldn't even make an excuse. There's nothing he could have said because he knew the world witnessed him get outboxed by what was looked at and painted as the smaller man. You get what I'm saying? So let me say, what's good with my guy Dez 215 in the building? Samuel, what's good with it, homie? How you feeling, man? Motown 909s. What it do? How you feeling? Say how fit for Bud to retire for at 420. Yeah, man, Bud is out the door, moving on out the door. I like it for him. Like I said, man, people didn't appreciate the dude presence no way, right? It's like they wanted him up out of boxing, and now you got your wish, for better or for worse. He up out of there. Y'all hit the like button, man. Sub to the channel if you're new. Turn the notifications on. Let me know how y'all feeling, man. Did y'all want to see Bud make one more run? Y'all think it's a perfect opportunity? This was a great time to go, because I do think so. You know, I heard Shakur Stevenson was saying it too after the Canelo fight. He should just retire and things like that. And I thought he was going to make a little more, one more run around the sun. I thought he was going to try to make another run at Undisputed. And it seemed like he was, but you know what? Low key, John Beck did pop dirty, and maybe that could have killed it. You know what I mean? Because he did say he was keeping his eye on him, right? Shout out to the homie JP in the building. Was good with it. I see my homie Kyle Cooley. I thought I did. I seen Kyle in here, but I don't know if the comments is popping up. But pardon me, y'all hit that like. Let's keep rolling, man. I don't know what side y'all on, but double tap if you vertical. Hit the like if you're horizontal. Let's go, man. But yeah, Bud at the top, man. That's the way to go out and doing it his way, running through the divisions. And it's funny to me today to see some of the people complaining about him retiring. Like, you can't make this up. You complained while he was here. You knocked him for who he fought. Complained about who he didn't fight. You get what I'm saying? No matter how much he won, it just never was enough. He wasn't good. He wasn't a ticket seller. Nobody knew him, right? All this stuff. He's not likable. He doesn't relate to black people. All this weird stuff you heard. And now the man ready to, hang them gloves up. And here they go again, bro. Here they go. They ain't happy with that. They're like, nah, that's not enough. Why you're retiring now? I mean, why now? Why not just what? You get me? Why not just what? He scrapped up and belted up. And look, y'all, peep this, y'all. Look at this is how crazy these sanctioning bodies be. This is why I don't be giving a damn about none of this, and you'll never hear me making no argument in favor of the sanctioning bodies. This is exactly the type of shit I be talking about. Hey, y'all, not say a little too slow. They was a little too slow on the trigger, y'all. Muggs was good with it. But the first battle, Hall of Famer, absolutely. Absolutely. I called it, and the 300K was the icing on the cake. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Beck popped. He probably like, man, I don't really want to go beat up on Lara. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Johnny Beck probably like, man, I'm going to let Lara do his thing. Then, you know, the 300K, the extortion fees, Bud was like, man, look, yo, they unranked them. They mad. They tell me why you mad. Tell me why you mad. Son, Terence Crawford has officially been removed from the most recent WBC super middleweight rankings after not paying his sanctioning fees. They the updated top 5 now looks like this. Well, good luck. Ariel, what's good with it, homie? Good luck paying them sanctioning fees. Canelo, Hamza, Lester, Jaime, whoever get them belts. Like I said, man, this is funny. Look, they wasted no time. They was quick with it, man. That's why, you know, the end of the day, it's all about money, man. They don't care about nothing else. They don't care about how many times you defend a belt, how many times you represent a belt. How many fights you win, how many champions you beat, how many world-class guys, your accolades, none of that matter if you ain't paying these guys. Pay your fare. They wanted Bud to pay your fare. Bud said, nah, G, you hear me? You gonna get what I say you gonna get, all right? You hear me? You gonna get what the rest of these guys get, should I say. You ain't about to get a penny more. You know what I'm saying? And look, as I've stated when this situation first happened, bro, a couple issues I have. One, them not knowing exactly what it was that he was paid, right? And then, you know, basing a percentage off of what you thought he got paid, which was crazy, is what I thought. And then they were so quick to put that information out into the media to try to, you know, control the narrative. And he got right on top of it and he exposed them. I don't care what nobody say. The minute he said, yo, everybody else got paid and it was cool with it, why y'all get more? And they try to brush it off like, oh, nah, the fighters. It's all about the fighters. He's not looking out for the fighters. Bud is doing the fighting. Nah, we're not going to do that. But the last one to be trying to do the fighters dirty. This is the same dude that throughout his career paid it forward and was a part of sharpening a lot of these younger guys coming up. You already know the Shakurs, the Keishans, and many more of these fighters. Steve Nelson took Steve Nelson under the wing. Come on, man. Like this is a dude that it seemed like he's always willing to help. You know what I'm saying? So to try to paint him out to be a guy that's unwilling to help fighters is nasty work, man. What he wasn't willing to do, and this is just my thoughts on it after seeing how everything transpired and played out, he wasn't willing to be extorted. Just because y'all felt like he was making more money than he ever made in his career, it seemed like y'all thought y'all seen it fit to try to get money that you shouldn't have, you wasn't due, right? And he was on that. He was on it like, nah, B, bro, you trying to get a little umph off me so y'all could go throw another couple conventions. You know what I'm saying? Go make another belt off his bread. Take some of that 300K, go make another fake belt so they can charge money for it, man. Get out of here, man. Boxing is wild sometimes, bro. It really is, man. So I think he went out on top, and that is no better way. It's a storybook ending, bro. You got it's the Cinderella story, man. From rags to riches, for real. From the gutter. You get what I'm saying? From a guy that wasn't the most popular, right? He persevered through a lot of hate and rhetoric and slander from his own people. I don't care what nobody say. And all he did was go out there and give you the best fight each and every time of those 42 times he stepped in the ring. He always gave you the best of him. And if you can't respect that as a boxing fan, like I said, you probably need to reevaluate how much you like the sport, bro, because it ain't no better way to have done that. Doing it your way, man, from the very beginning, being counted out, odds stacked up against you, people going against you. You know what I mean? There's a point in time where I had him messed up, but I had to, I had to dial it back and reevaluate Bud Crawford and like, nah, this dude really is, he one of them ones, and he stood the test of time. Against even with his promoter and Bob Arum not having to sue him and him not getting him the biggest fights and Think about how much criticism he received for the resume or lack thereof for these people. Like, come on, man. This man retired, and all y'all got to say is why he retiring now. He just got popular. He just started making money. He only beat 2 guys. I'm like, when y'all gonna start giving the man credit, man? When y'all gonna start giving the man credit? Damn, yo, even in retirement, y'all still throwing rocks. Y'all still throwing shade. That's why that man continue to shine so bright. Y'all don't get it. Y'all create, y'all the ones that don't, and I'm speaking strictly to the haters of Bud Crawford and the people that just can't give credit where it's due. Y'all make me sick. Y'all created the monster. So to some degree, y'all really should be mad at yourselves. Y'all continue to doubt the man and make y'all voices loud, especially when the social media age took shape and everybody started to have opinion and be able to tag a fighter and say something to him and write on the post. Like, y'all created the monster. Y'all spent years trying to destroy what was one of the best talents that we've got to watch through the years since 2008. And I like to say that because that's when he turned pro. But from that point on, you got to witness one of the best fighters in the entirety of the sport currently, right? And the only thing people wanted to do is complain about the resume. Oh, he ain't fight this one. Oh, he ducked that one. He's scared to do this, and he's scared to do that. He can't do this. He can't do that. You weak. You ain't got no chin. You get me? Y'all created the monster. So be mad at yourselves. Yes, be mad at yourselves because y'all egged it on. Y'all poked the bear. Y'all fed, like, you know, you get what I'm saying? Y'all fed that chip on his shoulder, and that shit grew. And each time he got in the ring, he continued to stand on business. He made for sure that the guy on the other side of him wasn't coming up out of there with no win. He made for sure every single time that he got in the ring, he was coming to win. He wasn't coming to play with nobody, bro. That's why I say, man, through all of this, he persevered and he slipped up out of there at the tip of the top, man. Yeah, they're still hating. Motown Z was good with it. Forever G's went out the pound for pound best fighter in the world. Roger was good with it. Shout out to Thomas. Was good, Roger. Ramon, my God. Yeah, ain't no yes, boy. You know it. You say be back with 2026 exhibition. I wouldn't be mad at him. Get that money, bud. But at least completed a full successful career and then come back and entertain the exhibitions. I wouldn't even be mad. I'd love to see him run up another bag so they can hate some more. You get me? And I thought him retiring was what people wanted to see. I thought y'all would have been like, all right, good. He's gone now. They still complaining. They like, why he retired now all of a sudden? See, I told you he ain't want to go for 4 times disputed. I told you he ain't want to do that. Told you he knew Johnny Beck was too big. I told you he wasn't going to do it. He old, man. He old. See, he only fought Canelo because he knew Canelo was old. You know what I'm saying? See, he was really supposed to be up at 68. That's why he really wasn't the smaller man. Like, you really hearing people walk back almost everything they were saying. Seriously doing 180s today. I love it, bro. I love it. Turn this shit. This pure laughter, entertainment, GOAT talk. Shout out to Dante's Boxing Talk. You know it. Bud made Canelo look, he made him look every bit of old, right? You know, just Bud dug Blair Cobb. Oh, yeah, he dug. I forgot, DP. Shout out to my homie. I forgot about that one. Whoa! He dug Blair. Bud would stop Johnny Beck. Johnny Beck could get too brave, and Bud might chop him up, Roger. I'm with you. All things real, though. Shout out to Johnny Beck, but he pissed hot. He got to clear his name. So right now, he looking funny under the light. You get me? They got Johnny Beck under the microscope, and they ain't liking what they seen when they peel back the layers, man. So Johnny Beck, you gotta account for some of that Kazakh power? Was it Kazakh style? Yeah, you gotta account for some of that, G. We need to know what was going on. Did you have the power pellets in your milkshakes, G? Did you have the power pellets in your milkshake and messed up a unification for yourself? Did you do it? Think you did, G. You bogus for that. You bogus, but yeah, man. Like I said, I seen somebody like you Oscar De La Hoya, man. I seen Oscar De La Hoya going that Bud. This is crazy. I'm like, yo, y'all fighters are cornballs for real. All right, I seen Oscar, man. Oscar got some stuff to say. I'm like, Oscar, you bogus, bro. You bogus, dude. You bogus, Oscar. Oscar coming for my guy like that. Why you coming for Bud, bro? Huh? De La Hoya hating on Crawford. Do you agree? Yes, we agree that he's hating. We don't agree with what he said. We agree that he hating. Come on, De La Hoya, bro. Come on, Oscar. I think Oscar was a 5-division champion, wasn't he? You know how hard that shit is, Oscar. And he did 3. He was undisputed in 3 weight classes. Come on, Oscar. You know how next to impossible that is. What we doing, Oscar? Come on. I know we all got opinions, bro. But he just defied. Listen. Nobody has a leg to stand on no more after the way he beat Canelo. None of that resume shit could matter. Throw that shit out the window with him, right? He just one of the special talents, bro. That's it. He one of those ones, bro. Like where he's the definition, the epitome of resumes don't win fights. Like if you look that up somewhere, it'll have a picture of Bud Crawford somewhere. You know what I mean? If resumes not winning fights was a person, it'd be Bud, bro. He put all of that shit to bed. Where was Canelo resume at when they fought in September? Where was it at? Where was it at? Seriously, like I'm so tired of this. He only beat this and then shut up. He beat 42 people. I don't care how many of them y'all think was good. Y'all want to argue all day. He beat them all. There's something to be said about a guy that is accomplished as this and has successfully beaten everybody that they put in front of him. Miss me with all of that shit. There's no way you can take from that. There's no way. And guess what, Oscar? Prime for prime, he would have beat you up too. Now, that's what you should be talking. How about that? You could have been added to the y'all would have fought prime for prime. Bud Crawford beat you up straight like that. And Oscar was a bad man, but prime for prime, Bud Crawford, I got Bud. Straight like that, man. You doing all that talking, man. You wouldn't have beat him. You'd have came up in the era with Bud Crawford, you wouldn't have beat him. Yeah, I believe you would have been willing to fight him because Oscar, respect to him, he fought them all. He beat a lot of good fighters too. But hey, man, I got Bud. I don't know what you talking about. We not basically more of the story. Just do boxing gonna turn into Just Wick boxing, man. Just Wick is not tolerating the Bud Crawford slander. Y'all bogus. If it was ever a time to give somebody flowers, it'll be right now. It'll be right now. Just a simple salute, man. Well done, bud. Hey, man, you might have made some moves that I ain't agree with or whatever that weird stuff y'all you want to complain about. But at the end of the day, when it was time to get in the box in that square circle, when it was time to prepare, be ready, keep yourself in shape, stay disciplined, stay focused, stay locked in. Fighting through there's something to be said about that. That's the generational talent. We just witnessed it. We just witnessed the generational talent. And y'all still mad. Shout out to Sir Senior. What it do, homie? Gots to give him his just due, man. Gots to. Fishnets. Brother G said B2. Feel me? But Crawford would stop Oscar. I think he'd beat Oscar up. I think Crawford should have one more fight with Canelo. They retire. Why not? Another 100+ mil. I ain't mad at Enrique, but I guess he just was like, I got the bread. Son of God, what it do, homie? And I truly don't think Canelo wanted that rematch for real. Like, you heard some whispers about it, but you never heard nobody from Team Canelo say that, I want a rematch or I want to fight. You get what I'm saying? It was just something that I seen people reporting on, but I never heard nothing from Team Canelo that would indicate he wanted a rematch. And I'm telling you, history would dictate that, or history would suggest, should I say, that Canelo doesn't rematch guys that beat him. You get what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't rematching no Mayweather. That was a washing. Wasn't going to rematch him. Even if you had the opportunity, you wasn't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Lara, even though he beat him, probably wasn't a rematch, because I'm pretty sure if he'd have gave Lara a rematch, he would have took it. Dimitri Bivol, he wasn't rematching him. Some would say Gennady Golovkin. Yeah, he fought him. That's because they gave him the win, even when they shouldn't have, in my opinion. But it is what it is, man. He just ain't, rematching guys that beat him. No, that's just not really his cup of tea. And it's not just getting beat, it's the way he got beat. Like, that's a confidence bit, like that'll strip you of your confidence. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Enrique. Y'all hit the like button, double tap the screen. I don't know what side you're on. It's about 50 people in the building. Let's build, man. Support the ground. Let's get to it, man. Like I said, Oscar De La Hoya out here hating. What a tool. First of all, who even talk like that? You sound like your girl typed this up. Like, who uses that word? Like, a tool? You sound weird. No, what he is one of the best fighters that ever laced up a pair of gloves, especially in this era. That's what he is. What a tool. I can name 4, 5, 6 fighters that that compete and probably even beat him. Please. Where? Actively? Actively where? Where at? Because they wasn't calling them out. What fighters you talking about? Name them. I'd have named them. Name them. Name them 4, 5, 6 fighters. That's why he said, that's what he said, that compete and probably even beat them. Probably my ass. Nah, they getting stomped out. Who you talking about? Who you talking about? Everybody y'all said could beat them. They didn't. They didn't. Like, he stood the test of time. Tell you what's good, homie. You know what I mean? But I think Bud gonna be around helping out with the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he'll ever officially be a coach, but I think he'll always have a hand in boxing to a degree. You know what I mean? He's a guy that seemed like he was able to retire without falling out of the love with the sport. At least it seems that way, right? So credit to this man. But Oscar, you typing like a female. What a tool. Like, who talks like that? What you mean? No, what a great. That's what you should be saying, man. And I'm on everybody's ass. I ain't trying to hear it. Man, because, you know, I'm just due, so I got to stay true to the name. Come on, man. Oscar, man. Why? What a career, man. What a career. Hell of a career. What about that? What about that? What about hell of a career, bro? Hell of a career. Talking about 2 good fighter he beat. Congratulations. He would have beat you too. You would have gotten a ring with him prime for prime. He would have beat you too. Straight like that. I'll bet money on it. He would have beat you too. Probably would have stopped your ass. He probably would have stopped you. Probably would have stopped you. He probably would have stopped you. The way he just went up and moved up to 68 and was punching on Canelo, he messed around and stopped you, bro. Messed around and stopped you. Probably a body shot because you like to get brave. You know what I'm saying? Remember how B-Hop did it? Did he? Folded his ass. B-Hop folded his ass like he was having contractions on that ground. We ain't going for no Bud Crawford slander, man. We should be unanimously saluting that man. And notice my words. I'm not saying bow down to him, praise him, over exaggerated, over pray. I'm not over celebrate. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that, but it's like, damn, we could reflect on what was a damn good career, bro. That was a great career. I'm tired of all this who he didn't fight, man. Like, real shit, how many of these people do you have definitively beating him? Like, this is how you know you a bad MFer, bro. When you can compete in multiple divisions across a period of years and be considered one of the absolute best guys in whatever division that you campaign in. You are a special talent, bro. That's not me over-exaggerating, over-celebrating, overstating it. That's real, man. Y'all feel me? If you competed at 135 and you proven to be one of the absolute best there, and you go to 40, you be undisputed, proven to be the guy there. Go to 47, knock everybody out, undisputed there, prove to be the best guy there. Get what I'm saying? 54, you got to win. But we all know if he campaigned there, Bud Crawford will be one of the absolute best fighters there. Then he goes to 68, and this is how bad he is. This is when Bud start flexing. He goes to 68 right from 54 without no tune-up, no acclamation fight, dethrone Canelo, make that shit look relatively easy. And makes no mistake about it, whether you thought somebody could have beat him at 68, him being there and then establishing himself immediately with a Canelo win makes him one of the best fighters in the division. We talking about 5 divisions across 5 where you could make a case easily for being the guy there. What are we doing? How do you look at that and find more negative than positive? Oh, man, I didn't like the way he negotiated, man. He made Earl do a coin flip, man. Oh, my God, cry me a river. I'm still hurt, man. You know, you made Earl, you made him come out first, Shut up, man. We don't care about that. The fights, man, the action, the activity, the consistency. You know how hard it is to perform at the level that he's been performing at since entering the sport? Look how many people came before him and don't make it nowhere near the level that he made it to. Don, what's good with it, homie? How you feeling? Miami Kid J in the building. Get what I'm saying? Got to get it to him, man. And, man, what it do? If I was Bud, I definitely wouldn't come back. And that's probably one of the reasons why he's selling off now. All these dudes do is complain, whine. Now y'all can't push and spin no more narratives on them. Now y'all got to, now y'all last, vision of Bud was him beating up Canelo. Know what I'm saying? And flipping the double bird to Mauricio Suliman, the WBC, bro. Like, hey, man, y'all ain't going to extort me. I'm not paying the $5. You hear me? Not paying the $5. Know what I'm saying? Mauricio's like, man, this ain't enough. And Bud said, we'll make it enough. You hear me? We'll make it enough. And then got online and flexed all his belts on y'all. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, well, if he didn't want to pay for the fees, then he shouldn't be showing off the belt everywhere. Shut up. He fought for it. You act like they just awarded him the title. You act like he ain't just go out there and beat Canelo up in front of everybody for 36 minutes. You act like he ain't go in there and put his chef hat on and get the commencing to cooking cinnamon right in front of everybody. Cooked his ass. What we talking about? Yeah, he got the right to hoist the belt. The hell out of here, man. And he the prime example of why it's too many belts in the game, man. Y'all, the only reason, man, and let's be honest, let's be completely honest. You think Mauricio Sulaiman is losing sleep because of the money ain't gonna go to the fighters? You really think so? Or do you think he came out and said something because his check a little bit shorter than what he anticipated? Let's just be real about it. I'm tired of playing. He retired now. Gloves is off. Y'all some hating ass dudes, man. Y'all some hating ass dudes. And y'all look how quick they unranked him from the WBC. He told y'all already, keep the belt. You will never be able to take back what we all witnessed. What was that, September 14th? You can't take it back. Canelo can't take it back. Mauricio, the WBC, nobody in boxing, you can't take it back. We witnessed greatness, man. I mean, solidified itself on a level that fighters could only dream to solidify themselves on. And all I'm saying is, because I stand on what I believe, man, it should be more people getting behind them and pushing boxing forward. You get what I'm saying? It should be more people highlighting what's great about his career rather than trying to say, he ain't do this. He didn't fight this one, man. That's what's wrong with y'all, bro. That's what's wrong with y'all, man. Y'all gonna confuse the people. Y'all got people, because I'm gonna say it straight up. What Bud Crawford did since 2008 up until now, and fighting world title fights from 2014 until now and never losing a single one. If you telling me that's not the epitome of greatness, we might as well all stop watching boxing. Oscar, what you did wasn't shit, and you wasn't great neither. What exactly are we doing? Only in this sport that we do this. What's wrong with y'all, man? Nah, I know. And then people will try to justify, well, everybody got an opinion. I'm not accepting these weak ass opinions, bro. Oscar, you competed at the highest level. You know how hard it is to do what Crawford just did. You know better than me and most of the people that talk boxing on YouTube. You know it. Oscar, you know firsthand how hard and difficult it is to do what he just did, bro. You know this shit. This is what I'm disappointed in. Like, that we all get it. Yeah, there's a conversation where, maybe it's some fights that you would have loved to see him in, but it's how you put that information out there. Don't say it in a way where it's like, well, he didn't fight this one or that one. He would have beat Manny Pacquiao up. That's why Bob Arum was really trying to make. He would have beat him up, and they know it. Get out of here. He would have stopped that money train a long time ago. I'm telling you. That long ass dude, man. Manny would have got his ass handed to him. And that's what it was. And look, not too many people are able to break away from their promoter and then go make the biggest fights possible for themselves. That man did it. And guess what they did, bro? They complained. They complained about it. You working with Turkey. You holding Turkey hand. You a sellout. Man, you doing anything for the bag. Like, how could you be mad that a man found a way to put himself in prime position to make the most money possible after having a very successful career? How could you get online complaining about that? You wanted him gone, now he gone. It's like, well, why are you leaving now? You just got popular. You just started making money, and people just started talking about you. Shut up, man. Shut up. Real one's been talking about him because he been beating ass for real. Stop playing. Stop playing, man. He been beating ass for a long time. You see Tim Bradley put out that sparring footage. He been kicking ass for a long time. Kicking ass for a long time, bro. As a youngin', bro. I'm tired of this. And y'all call yourself boxing fans, but the first thing y'all do is try to poke holes in somebody's resume. You can't fight. I know a lot of y'all can't fight. I know it. A lot of y'all can't fight. That's why y'all quick to say, oh, man, he was supposed to fight. He was supposed to fight this one. And he was supposed to shut up. He fought exactly who he was supposed to fight. He fought who wanted to fight him. The business that was able to get put together, that's who he fought. You are not going to convince me, not for a single second, that this man ever spent a day of his time ducking challenges. Hell no, man. Hell no. And then they complain about the top rank diet, and then he break away from top rank and continue to kick ass. And all y'all do is complain about him making money and beating people up. Oh, how you get to skip the line and fight Canelo? You better hope he don't get knocked out. Yeah, all this stuff preying on his downfall. You damn right we get to celebrate, bud. Shout out to him, man. Job well done, man. This is what it's about, man. You see somebody go through a career like this and be this successful and stand on business to the level that he's done it. There's no middle ground to try to undermine what he did. That shit is special, generational. 5 divisions, 3 of them undisputed. Tired of playing with y'all, man. Beating everybody up. His whole welterweight run was knockouts. Knockouts. The whole welterweight run. The man moved from 140 and started knocking everybody out, and then they start yelling snap. Man, thank you, Bud Crawford. I'm glad you did it your way. Cash Sports, the box story, and my dog. Shout out to 88 Sports Talk. Lost to Floyd, Trinidad, Pacquiao. You get me? OP, my dog. What's good with it? Oscar had almost 10 losses. John, what it do, man? Cameron in the building, my dog. You know what I mean? Belt the asses, Demetrius. And the only reason Bud won because Canelo's paid almost $500 million. He didn't give a shit. Lance, what it do? Nah, that ain't why. That ain't why. You ever seen Canelo just lay down and let somebody beat him? Nah, he was trying. You heard what he said. He just wasn't good. Bud was too much of everything. He was too good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could say he made a lot of money, and that's cool, but he's always been making a lot of money, and it ain't stop him from going out there winning. You know what I'm saying? He just was in there with a better athlete, a better fighter, smarter fighter too. You know what I'm saying? More versatile. You know what I'm saying? More layers to him. You could do more. Get what I'm saying? And still to this day, Bud continued to challenge himself. Like, he went out taking one of the what was supposed to be on paper one of the toughest challenges of his career, and look how he made it look. And then we still sit back and be like, oh, well, it wasn't really that. Shut up, man. That shit is impressive, dog. Shit is impressive, bro. And I, you know where I get people at? You know, this is how I get people. If Terence Bud Crawford was a guy that you knew, like that was your boy, your bro, and somebody was trying to sit up here talking about his resume weak, this and that, you wouldn't be trying to hear none of that. Terence Bud Crawford was from your neighborhood. If he was that next door neighbor, a cousin, a brother, if he was your son, nephew, grandson, any of that stuff, you would be praising him. You would be giving him all his flowers. You know why? Because that would be a very successful career, and that would be the right thing to do. But because that's not the case, and he's an athlete, a public figure, you feel like, well, I'll just sit back and criticize and poke holes in everything and really don't got a leg to stand on. That shit bulletproof, man. He did it his way, bro. Did it his way. And this is why you seeing so many boxers, like the real ones, coming out giving him his flowers, because anything less is just some hating ass shit right now. Anything less than giving Terence Crawford his flowers right now is some hating ass shit. You definitely hate. 100% hate. 100%. So I love it, man. Out on top, Oscar De La Hoya. The fact that they're only giving him credit for Spence and Canelo is sad. That's sad, yo. Nasty work. He would have beat up Virgil if you would have put him in there now. No shots at Virgil, no slight at Virgil, but he would have beat him up too. He would have beat him up if you would have put him in there. Get what I'm saying? He would have beat Virgil ass, man. Shout out to Bud.
I'm stepping away from competition. Not because I'm done fighting, but because I've won a different kind of battle. The one where you walk away on your own terms. This isn't goodbye. It's just the end of one fight and the beginning of another.
Terence Bud Crawford.
throwing their heroes. I'm telling you, Thrill Hill, what it do, homie? How you feeling? Oscar is protection rag. I'm telling you, bro. And that's why I say, man, it's nothing wrong with giving people their credit. And that's why I be questioning, like, some of these people be coming off unhappy because how you can't give a man a flowers for one of the best, most accomplished careers that you got to watch, you know? So he gonna always get his just due. Like I said, man, I picked against him once. He only had to prove me wrong once, man. I already knew what it was with this dude. So like I said, maybe some time away, people will realize how talented he was just with the consistency and the dominance that he showed throughout the years. Like, that shit was second to none. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like he got in these fights and had a bunch of struggle fights. And he was entertaining, fun to watch. He could box, he could bang, he could take a shot. Get what I'm saying? He could entertain the crowd. He was very consistent, the constant professional. Never catching Bud out of shape and not on point, always prepared. Get what I'm saying? The biggest challenges, the toughest, the two biggest fights that was supposed to be his toughest, he made them look some of the easiest. That's how you fucking know special. Shout out to Errol Spence for making sure that fight got made, and even sitting down with Bud and getting on the phone and making sure y'all got it together. It's a deep respect I got for that man for that, because I think then that really it allowed people to see Bud in a different light, even despite what you might have felt like Earl wasn't. Man, that was special. His most toughest fights on paper, the biggest fights of his career, he made them look like not so much the biggest challenges. Both of them. That's a great talent right there. That's the mark of a great fighter, bro. That's the mark of a great fighter. Errol Spence, a real one to a real one. They made that shit happen, bro. And shout out to Earl, as real as he is, he even was rooting for Terence Crawford to beat Canelo. You know what I'm saying? While people were still mad and hating, this dude giving credit. It's crazy work, bro. But Crawford might go to the UFC and beat up McGregor. Zoom first was good, Brody. I mean, that man box, yeah, they know what's up. I do it. You know what I'm saying? Zoom, they know what's up. Shout out to Cut. What's good, homie? How you feeling? Jeremy said Oscar's a cross-dressing hater. Yeah, definitely a throwback fighter. Shout out to Jeremy, man. Hit the like button. We got about close to 60 people in here. We getting there. We climbing up. Y'all just keep hitting the like. Let's support the grind. We're going to keep building, man. Great finisher, too. Absolutely. Shout out to Eric, my dog. Errol, the real one. Absolutely. Always going to have my respect. But like I said, man, even him, he was decent enough to not have no ill will, no feelings toward Bud, and just wish him well, man. It's not hard to do that. It don't take nothing to do that. I think in all actuality, and this is why I would never understand the mindset of a hater, right? Because through all of this stuff, right? Like, I think to hate takes a lot more energy, bro. It clearly takes a lot more energy sitting around hating, man. You know what I'm saying? Take a lot of energy to be sitting around hating, bro. You feel me? Just sitting around mad. It's a dope picture, man. It's the way to do it, man. Way to go out, Budrick on top. Let's listen to this. And pardon me, y'all. I did make it here yesterday. I had some things going on, but we all situated now, and we back where we need to be. So I was gonna review this video from Suliman because he got put on the spot to a degree, and he got asked some questions, and it's connected to Bud retiring and stuff too. Because I think after seeing, like, bro, this is all it's ever been about is money. Never mind the performance I put on, how great that was. Never mind the fact that I'm telling y'all, or I'm asking a real question, and this is what people wanted to ignore. Hey, man, why y'all asking for more than everybody else? What is it about y'all that y'all deserve more money than what I'm paying anybody else? That's a real $1 million question that people wanted to gloss over and act like he was just talking. Nah, that's a legit question, man, that they never answered. You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all, I pulled up the post and it broke down the numbers. So all the people that still like, you feel like, oh, Bud did wrong. Nah, it was really based on that information that came out from somebody that used to work with the WBC. They was trying to extort them. That's what that is. Overcharge them, tax them, whatever word you want to use. They were trying to get more than what they deserved. And I think they was trying to catch him feeling like, man, he probably retiring. He ain't going to care. He making a lot of money. He making 40, 50 million, 300K ain't nothing. And they probably just, it's one of them things, yo. You know what it made me feel like? It's one of them situations like Mauricio's trying to tax or whoever idea it was. And instead of the Bud just paying the tax, like you ever get a phone bill back in the day and your phone bill be wrong and you might pay it, and then they'll end up crediting you. They'll never let you know that they made a mistake. It's one of them things like where if he paid the money, then he paid it. You know, we had never, they were just hoping he just paid it, right, and not said nothing about it. But instead, Bud was like, hey, man, hey, hold on. You get me? Hold on. This ain't something ain't adding up. That's something ain't adding up. You hear me? Shout out to Tony. What's good, man? The most dangerous opponent. Best opponent, shit, I don't know, man. Errol Spence was his best opponent, and but he made everybody at welterweight. They would, people competed with him, but he chopped through the welterweight division, man. He moved to the welterweight division and raised hell, no lie. Bud Crawford did, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try the situation happens sometimes. I bet WBC won't let another fighter get off on him like Bud did. Hey, but you know what? That could be true too, Z. But I something else I'm willing to bet that they won't try to extort nobody like that again. Or then again, maybe not. But they won't make it public because that's where they went wrong with. That's where they went wrong at trying to make it public. You know what I'm saying? And I think whenever you do that spells intent, right? That tells me there's some intent there to try to sway people in one direction or another. And that's what I believe was going on. And why Mauricio was like so willing to discuss, how much he thought Bud got paid, what percentage that they usually charge versus what he was charging. Like he made that shit sound good because he was trying to get out in front of the narrative and justify them unranking him and try to justify the price tag. Like whenever I hear them try to make it all about the fighters, like, yeah, man, it's all about the health of the fighters. I know that's BS. I know that. That's about their pockets and their bottom line, man. And their bottom line wasn't he didn't get that money that he thought he was gonna get. That what it was. He ain't fooling nobody. Cal Cool it, bless his family. How you feeling, bro? Mel's best opponent at 54. Jamel could be, man. Whenever he get his ass back, he need to get back, man. Jamel need to get back, but we're gonna pull this up. We're gonna listen to this, man. Shout out to my brother Cal Cool, man. What's good, family? Blessings, my guy. Reef, what it do, homie? How you feeling? So WBC actions and other sanctioning bodies flaws, the reasons for boxing as the supporter has now, yeah. So if stuff
Council Mauricio Suliman. Mauricio, you have the WBC Grand Prix finals in Riyadh next Saturday. Why don't you tell us what would you say is the main purpose of hosting the WBC Grand Prix finals?
The Grand Prix, the Riyadh season WBC Boxing Grand Prix was the dream of my father. He always wanted to see a professional boxing World Cup. Everything was ready in 2013 in October to take the first fight. Unfortunately, he fell ill and eventually passed away, and the concept died. Last year, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh looked at the project and loved the concept, and we began. It has been an unbelievable journey throughout 2025. So many people involved to make it happen. So many different groups, the medical from England, VADA from the US, the Boxing Commission, the inspectors, the supervisors, ring officials, the WBC administration, SELA with the logistics on the ground. It has been just a tremendous, great experience, and the results are here. December 20, the finals, the 4 last fights, which will make 128 fights in Riyadh in the Grand Prix.
Kevin Ramirez is a heavyweight in the finals. I was able to talk to him before the fight, and you see he's from let's call it, a modest place in Argentina. And for a fighter like him, this is a big opportunity. Is he kind of the poster boy for what this tournament's all about?
One of them, one of the great stories, from sweeping streets in Argentina to being in Riyadh to the finals. He has defeated 4 heavyweights when in fact he's a natural cruiserweight. His heart, his determination, his wishes to buy his mom a house, and just every single moment has been magic in this tournament.
There's a number of undefeated fighters with good knockout percentages in their 20s. Who would you say of the 8 finalists are the most talented fighters competing and who have the best chance of fighting for a WBC world title at some point in their careers?
I'm sure the 8 of them have great potential of becoming superstars in the future. And there are several who did not make it to the final, like Troy Nash from the US, sensational prospect, very young. The experience got to him. That's why he's not in the final. But in reality, Carlos Utria from Colombia, great personality, punching power, chin. We have Camilli from Italy, unbelievable heart and skills.
I believe we're gonna get into
the fighter from Uzbekistan,
some of the questions about
Kasamov.
some of the stuff that been going on.
Every single one has a great potential. And as I said, several along the way did not make it. I was just with Hassam Handam in the WC convention. He's from Australia. He won his first fight. He torn his bicep in the second round, still won the fight, but had to go under surgery and could not continue in the tournament. But he's an unbelievable prospect. So much talent coming out of the Grand Prix.
Now, Mauricio, there's so many important and controversial things surrounding the WBC, and our time is valuable. And I want to give you a chance to address each of them, starting with the Grand Prix being in Riyadh.
All right, we getting closer to the meat and potatoes, y'all. Y'all bear with me, hit that like.
There was a time you did not want Bivol because of the war going on between Russia and Ukraine to compete for the WBC title until Turkey wanted that fight to happen between him and Beterbiev for undisputed. What would you say to why hold in that case Russia accountable for rights violations, but not necessarily Saudi Arabia?
I'm not sure I follow you. When Russia invaded Ukraine, the WBC took a stance not to sanction any fights in Russia, not to rank any fighters in the WBC or compete for WBC titles, but left the opportunity for applications of fighters where they could have been born in Russia or had Russia citizenship. But they, for example, Beterbiev, who has been in Canada for 14 years, has a passport in Canada. His kids were born in Canada. Bivol, he's not from Russia. He's from Kyrgyzstan. So when they applied to fight for the WBC, we reviewed that, and that fight was allowed. So I'm not following you regarding the Saudi Arabia or the Russia matter.
Man, you don't follow him. Basically saying like, come on, cut this. Around the time that all that stuff was going on, y'all didn't want to make that fight. And it was being reported that the reason was because of the war that was going on. So you just sat here and said you didn't want to sanction no fight. Y'all made a stance, right? And that's why he asking you, like, why would y'all hold that up? And he know what he asking him. He just trying to get out of it. You waited till Turkey was willing to make it, that then you was willing to do it. You get what I'm saying? Like you flip-flop, like you try to hold out on the fight, try to take this fake political stance, and then when you seen another guy come in there and swoop to get people to fight without none of that extra shit, right? Because that's not boxing, man. Make the fights. Why hold the fighters accountable for some shit that they can't control? And that's what Sean is asking him. Like, that's basically what you did by not allowing that fight to be made or nobody to be able to fight for the WBC belt. Remember, it was some discrepancy that if they fought, it would just be a unification and that belt wouldn't be on the line. It's always them, bro. And the more I watch and pay attention to this, it's them, bro. It's y'all. It's y'all. You sit up here, make up rules as you go along. Like, another example. I know we all love Shock. We all love Cool Boy, right? But Cool Boy missed weight, and then they made it a 135-pound interim title fight at the last minute, bro. Like, they literally do what they want. And then when people call him out, he's like, oh, well, I don't follow you with this Saudi Arabia and the Russia. Like, shut up, man. That's in simple terms, bro. You had opportunities, ample opportunities and time to put on the fight, but you stated reasons that you wouldn't make the fight, and you wouldn't allow them to fight for the WBC strap. So that held it up, and then Turkey came in here and put it together, and then in the process, you was then willing to put on the fight. All right, y'all just made a stance that you wouldn't sanction no fight. So it's too much, man. You full of shit, bro. And great question, Sean. Great question, Bob. You know what I mean? Hey, Lisa, we gonna act like we don't know what's going on. You get me? Elijah, my dog, WBC, we about to crack. You get me, man? They be getting people, man. Let's keep going, y'all.
I understand. Now, there's a lot of, like I said, a few things I want to get to. Ryan Garcia will be fighting for the WBC welterweight title. He's coming off a loss to Rolando Romero, and before that, a no contest with Devin Haney. You know, a lot of people are questioning how then is he able to be rewarded with fighting for the world title then?
Talk about it,
Those are
Sean.
his last two bouts.
Thank you. Ryan Garcia.
Real quick, y'all, talk about it. Sean, he get me amped because I knew I heard he asked some good questions. I'm watching this for the first time with y'all, so this is a real reaction. Yes, he asking him. He went from asking him that was a tougher question. Now he asking him, how did you just reward Ryan Garcia with basically nothing? He didn't do nothing. How did you reward? You rewarded Ryan Garcia. Shout out to Sean. My bad, y'all ran it back a little bit. We got 60 people in the building.
Fight was allowed. So I'm not following you regarding the Saudi Arabia or the Russia matter.
I understand. Now, there's a lot of, like I said, a few things I want to get to. Ryan Garcia will be fighting for the WBC welterweight title. He's coming off a loss to Rolando Romero, and before that, a no contest with Devin Haney. You know, a lot of people are questioning how then is he able to be rewarded with fighting for the world title then, if those are his last two bouts.
Thank you. Ryan Garcia case is very well known. The history with him and the WBC. Superman. We have been with Ryan for many years, always openly about the mental wellness of Ryan. When he won the interim, he vacated because he took a year off. And before the fight with David,
this man just mentioned him vacating an interim title, like that shit matters.
The WBC was openly concerned about what was happening. We tried to make things which the commission and the promoters and the Ryan himself did not allow to happen, and then it happened horribly. Ryan fell into the deepest, darkest side of humanity, and the WBC expelled Ryan from the WBC. But at no time we left him alone. We stayed very close with him. We left open the possibility for him to go into rehab and do all the things that needed for him to get back into life.
When did he go to rehab? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Believe in giving opportunities. We all deserve a second opportunity. And the WBC rules state that we can sanction a fight for the title if the WBC sees the case and approves the fight. So I understand what you may say technically about the not winning and not being ranked, but the WBC did look at the case and we voted in favor, just as we did with Pacquiao, who had not fought in 4 years, and we supported it. We took a lot of heat. At the end, Pacquiao did a great fight, a draw with Barrios that many people thought he won.
So in other words, we do what we want. In other words, we do what we want. We agreed on it, so we agreed on it. So, but who gonna go over his word? He got the final say. We basically we made a decision. We do what we want. We didn't leave Ryan alone. We watched him closely. He didn't go to no rehab. He took the year off because he had the hurt hand. Like, this dude is full of shit, and Sean know he is. But as the interviewer, you ain't gonna overly grill him and make it uncomfortable. But ask him the questions, and we supposed to know the BS when we hear it. It's not Sean's job to like make him overly uncomfortable, but he asks what need to be asked, and we know what it is. He giving politically correct answers. In other words, bro, we do what we want. Ryan did nothing. And when I say zero, he did nothing to earn the opportunity. Like, listen to what he basically said. Like, we just made a decision to do it. Just like we did with Pacquiao. Another bad example, bro. That was bogus too. It was 3-4 years out the ring, and then you get him a title fight. Ryan Garcia get beat up, go into a long layoff, be fake banned, and then he come right back to a title shot. You know why? Because you think about money. You don't give a flying damn about nothing nobody else is talking about. That's why I can understand what you're saying technically. In other words, you know what Sean is saying, bro. You rewarded Ryan Garcia and he did nothing to earn the shot. But what you're basically saying is all y'all had to do is agree on it. But who gonna go over his word though? Who gonna tell him like, nah, Mauricio? Nobody. You get what I'm saying? They do what they want, bro. They really do what they want. And I don't got no personal with none of these dudes, but this Crawford situation has forced me to pay even more attention. And they do a lot of stuff that somebody could deem questionable, and that's not me hating. I don't have nothing against them. They made a 130-pound title fight into a 135-pound interim title fight, just like that, with the snap of the fingers. CJ, what it do, homie? You get what I'm saying? Like, that should tell you something, bro. You say, hey, man, still out of that pole. I'm telling you, bro. Let's run it back just a little bit. I want y'all really hear this shit, man. Look,
and then it happened horribly. Ryan fell into the deepest, darkest side of humanity, and the WBC expelled Ryan from the WBC. But at no time we left him alone. We stayed very close with him. We left open the possibility for him to go into rehab and do all the things that needed for him to get back into life. We believe in giving opportunities. We all deserve a second opportunity. And the WBC rules state that we can sanction a fight for the title if the WBC sees the case and approves the fight. So I understand.
Basically, if we want to, we can approve it. Yo, he giving him an answer, but he not answering at the same time. If you get it, he answering basically like, we could do what we want. But as far as like, what did Ryan do to deserve it? Nothing. He didn't do nothing. We approved the fight, and we feel like we could make a nice penny right there off Ryan. It's still some, could sell this fight. And then look, yo, dig this, y'all. They go a step farther. I know they play chess to a degree. He ain't thinking about just one fight. He thinking about the unification that it could be after that too. You know what I'm saying? Ryan come, he win. Say he win unification with Devin and Ryan. Look, he making Mauricio, like my dog Aunt McQueen be saying. You get me? Shout out to Al Booger. This shit is crazy, yo. It's funny. Basically, they do what they want. They approve it. It can happen. You ain't got to do nothing. It's whatever they say, and that is the problem that people have with them, right? As a sanctioning body, what rule? Y'all don't even follow your own rules because you make some of them up as you go along. Like, you can hear it very clearly in the explanation that he gave. It's crazy.
When he won the interim, he vacated because he took a year off. And before
took a year off, he got beat up. He had an injury. He was embarrassed. Yeah, he took a year off. And then I never heard that he was in rehab none of that time. Ryan was sitting around looking fat, looking like he had titties a little bit. What rehab was he in? Looked like he was sitting around doing nothing, bro. Joseph, what's good with it, homie? Like, you giving him credit for something that I don't even think he did. I don't recall him going to rehab. When? After losing to Ryan? After losing to Rolly? That's what you talking about? When did he go to rehab? That would have been public knowledge pretty much, right? Unless I missed something. Y'all correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, bro. I don't know. I don't know about that. But money making, man. They do what they want, B.
The fight with Devin Haney, the WBC was openly concerned about what was happening. We tried to make things which the commission and the promoters and the Ryan himself did not allow to happen, and then it happened horribly. Ryan fell into the deepest, darkest side of humanity, and the WBC expelled Ryan from the WBC. But at no time we left him alone. We stayed very close with him. We left open the possibility for him to go into rehab and do all the things that needed for him to get back into life. We believe in giving opportunities. We all deserve a second opportunity. And the WBC rules state that we can sanction a fight for the title if the WBC sees the case and approves the fight. So I understand what you may say technically about the not winning and not being ranked, but the WBC did look at the case and we voted in favor, just as we did with Pacquiao, who had not fought in 4 years, and we supported it. We took a lot of heat. At the end, Pacquiao did a great fight, a draw with Barrios that many people thought he won.
And look, shout out to Pound for Pound King. But look, if you listen to what he's saying, you saying before the Rolly fight, you got to listen to what he's saying, though. He's saying he took a year off. And he's talking about after the Rolly fight. He's not talking about beforehand. Remember, he got beat up and took time off after Rolly. And he's claiming he went to rehab. I don't think so. I think he's just throwing that in there. And I think the reason he's throwing it in there because he's trying to justify why he approved this title fight for a guy that just got beat up and was inactive for a year. And you trying to justify because everybody needed to deserve a second chance. I agree with that. But it's like, you get what I'm saying? He did nothing, and you really gave a poor excuse. Like, you looked at the case very closely. In other words, while y'all probably did some numbers, y'all probably seen that y'all could make some money there, and you with it. That's why, and I ain't fully knocking you because that's the nature of the game. The money makes the world go round, right? But I guess it's when he not being honest about it, right? You trying to justify giving a guy a shot. So the rehab thing, whether he did it or not, that don't even matter to me. In terms of professional sports, like the rankings, he did nothing to just go from losing a Rolly, inactivity and injury to, you know what, title fight. You get what I'm saying? He did not. Tank fight. Yeah, nah, that's cool. I'm with that. We know that. But again, he not talking about that time. He talking about after losing to Ryan. I mean, after losing to Rolly. That's what he's trying to say. And I think he kind of got his timelines mixed up, right? He's saying he did something that he did at a totally different time. So really, when it boils down to is he had no justification other than the fact that they felt that it was fit, right? It's their organization. They could approve it if they see fit. And that's what they did, really. You know what I'm saying? They like, nah, we gonna make.
And then Conor Benn is now ranked number 1 in the welterweight division rankings. He hasn't fought as a welterweight in almost 4 years. So same thing. A lot of people feel that's a dubious ranking for him to be ranked ahead of several fighters who've been competing in the division over the last several years, and he has not. So what is the justification for him holding that number 1 ranking, Mauricio?
Conor Benn was always a welterweight, and he had a horrible injustice on him for a adverse finding. The WBC did a thorough investigation, cleared him, and still.
But y'all was the ones that gave him the egg excuse. That's what I found out. The WBC gave him the egg excuse. He never gave him that. So you talking about this? He had a very unjust. Like he's justifying somebody having a bad substance in a system. You cannot make this shit up, bro. It gets worse. Thank you, Sean Zeitel. I don't do personals. I don't know this man personally. I don't listen to people just because I agree or disagree. When you make sense, you make sense. You grind, you do good work. This right here is great work. Asking the right questions. You full of shit, dude. He got you dead to right. He asking you great questions, and now he asking you why do you justify. You get what I'm saying? How do you justify giving Conor Benn a number 1 ranking at welterweight? He ain't fought there in years. Well, he was always a welterweight. Tell us something that we don't know. He didn't ask you that. You know this, bro. When you know somebody lying, they always invite information to the conversation that you're not asking for. We didn't ask you how long he been a welterweight. How do you justify this? How do you justify it? Let's just ask that. Don't ask nothing else. Don't try to tell us, he was always a welterweight. Like, bro, we don't care. This was great work. This is why I did this. And you telling me you got people going at Crawford for not paying the guy? Listen to each one of these questions and tell me at any point did he give an answer that you believed. Guy lying through his teeth, bro.
Same thing. A lot of people feel that's a dubious ranking for him to be ranked ahead of several fighters who've been competing in the division over the last several years, and he has not. So what is the justification for him holding that number 1 ranking, Mauricio?
Conor Benn was always a welterweight, and he had a horrible injustice on him for a adverse finding. The WBC did a thorough investigation, cleared him, and still he was left out of boxing for a couple of years, and then he was cleared. So justice was done. He always expressed to the WBC continuously his desire to fight in welterweight. He took the 2 fights with Eubank in a higher weight category, I think even middleweight, but always expressed that he wanted the WBC title. And when he defeated Eubank, and he made it clear that he is available to fight in the welterweight division, we made it mandatory to fight the winner of Barrios and Ryan Garcia.
Now, Stephen Fulton.
And real quick, in other words, he just walked you around the block. He did not answer the question. He just told you a bunch of shit that you already know and the stuff that you wasn't asking. That's the hallmark, that's the staple of a guy that's not being honest. That's what that is. And pound for, I think that was pound for pound. I said, yeah, he probably did pay for it. Get what I'm saying? Where is this at? I gotta find this up, man. Where the WBC, they made up the excuse. They gave him the excuse. Conor Ben never gave them excuse about the eggs. They did it. So how you gonna say he was done? He had some injustice, or he was done unjust, or whatever he said. But y'all was the ones that put the egg stuff out there. That was crazy when I found that out. I'm like, wow. So it's like I just don't know, man. I just know in real time this shit sound crazy. He making one excuse after the other. He don't have no real reason as to rhyme or reason as to why he makes the decisions he do, other than the fact that they can. He literally said that in the first one. We just seen it fit. We looked at the case. We said, 5K over there, got some numbers crunched. They said, yeah, we could do this. Hey, we could do this. This shit make money. You know what I'm saying? Adam McQueen, what it do, my guy?
I had to come up here, man, and say one thing to you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever be up here and say, oh man, I ain't trying to be a hater when you just giving the objective truth.
Right.
and parroting back the words that this man is saying. He's clearly saying what you just said, which is we can do whatever the hell we want to do.
Right.
When the hell was Ryan Garcia in rehab? All of a sudden this man is an ambassador. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, knock it off. And in that 130 situation that you just mentioned, you see that fight is back on for the WBC interim.
Right.
So that man is like, he's like triple dipping out here.
That's what I'm saying.
Quadruple, actually, because Cool Boy still got a belt at 126.
Right.
Shot still got the belt at 130. They just fought for the interim at 135. And then now you about to have Herrera and Nunez fight for the 135 after you took that opportunity off the table for them. Now, I guarantee you, if Shakur Stevenson was available, or if Shaq were to say, I'm staying at 135 and I have no intention of going back to 130, then the interim wouldn't be available right now. Shaq would still have the interim.
Right.
So this man is he's literally showing us in real time he do whatever the hell he want to do. And it's money motivated. It's money making Mauricio. At this point, we just got to accept it for what it is.
Right. And it ain't no hate coming from this way or nothing. It's just like we listening to him. Like he has not once given a good explanation as to why he makes the moves he make, other than they just do what they want. So that's what he pretty much telling us. Like, we looked at it. Who is we? He know he get the final say. Nobody ain't gonna tell Mauricio shit.
I'm gonna tell you who looked at it with him: Benjamin Franklin, Andrew Jackson,
right,
Grant. They looked at it with him.
Right.
Them damn dead presidents. They was in the room with him. It's like, does this make more sense, Benjamin?
Right. This is money making. You got the right name. Money making Mauricio. You go get to the bag.
And when Ryan Garcia was not able to make the super lightweight limit, you did not allow him to fight for the WBC title. But last week, Stephen Fulton, he misses weight and is rewarded with an opportunity to win a lightweight title. Why do that? Why that inconsistency from Garcia to Fulton? And why reward a fighter who did not follow the rules with a title shot?
It's two different cases.
Oh my God.
You're correct. technically we rewarded Fulton with the opportunity to win a WBC interim, but our decision was based on the petition from the promoter at 2 a.m. in the morning when I had just finished the convention. They called me and they requested, stating that Fulton did not make weight in super featherweight, a fight that had been postponed 3 times, where Oshaki Foster, our champion, had suffered all those consequences, and they requested to save the fight. They asked if we could do an interim championship with special conditions, and I said yes. We accepted to support Oshaki Foster to fight, defend his title, go in the ring, win a new title, and he has vacated that. It was a decision based on giving the fighters the opportunity to go in the ring and earn the living more than anything else. I take all the blame, all the critics, I accept them, but the primary decision was to allow the fighters to go into the ring.
I understand.
But they couldn't afford without the 135 interim on the table.
Right. Come on, man.
Knock it off, Mauricio.
Talking about neither one of these. I just want the record to reflect. They moved a 130-pound title fight to 135 after one of the guys missed weight in Cool Boy Stat. And you telling me you think it was just, see how he making it, he's selling it. Like, it's just about the fighters, man. Our fighter, he suffered a lot of consequences. The fight got postponed 3 times. Like, none of that shit has anything to do with adding an extra trinket to it. He already was a champion. That was Cool Boy. Think about it. The move that you made wasn't in effort, I think, to help Cool Boy, but not Shock, but Cool Boy. Shock didn't miss weight. He was the champion. He was good. The only person I could have, like, you get what I'm saying, benefited was Cool Boy. A guy that mentioned, I'll probably move up and after I conquer this. Come on, man. You was just trying to line your pockets, man. You know what you was doing.
Yeah, he was. He could have just, if it was just about getting these guys in the ring, he could have went with the original ruling, which was Cool Boy would have been ineligible to win the title.
Mm-hmm.
If he were to win, then he wouldn't win the title. He could have just kept it like that. But instead, it's like, nah, let's throw this WBC 135 interim in there.
Right. Unbelievable.
But at least he's taking responsibility for this one. He says you could put the criticism on him. So he realizes that it was bogus, but he don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'll say this. I'm telling you, pound for pound, is not a good time to try to defend the WBC. Are you really listening to what this man is telling you? They make up the rules as they go along. Bud didn't use the WBC to do anything. Bud was very clear. And again, if you're willing to hear their side, you should be able to hear Bud loud and clear when he say, what makes y'all so special from the rest of the sanctioning bodies that y'all deserve more money? You know, it's not having a problem paying, it's having a problem being extorted with no justification as to why you're charging it. And it's just like he has not once at all since Sean has asked, every question he asks a great spot on question. He has not once given one good reason why he's doing what he's doing besides they the WBC and they do what they want. We look over this, we look over that. Nah, Bud flipped them to double bird. Let's be real. He assumed Bud was making 40 or 50 million, which would have been more money than he ever made in his career, right? And he said, you know what? And the wheels started churning. By that, I think he tried to charge a substantial amount of money. Bud said, oh, man, this everybody else ain't doing that. What's up with that? And that, I don't know if he's going to ask that question in here yet, but I hope he did, because that's a good question. Why was y'all what you were asking for more than everybody else? And don't dare tell me because y'all do what y'all want. He ain't justifying shit. Like, it's just all bad answers. Shout out to Richie, baby. What's good with it, homie? How you feeling? So it is what it is, bro. Let's keep going. Money making Mauricio.
Understand, Mauricio, the promoters looking out for their interests and petitioning to you, but I look at a situation like Sebastian Fundura and Virgil Ortiz, and rather than allowing them for several months now to fight for 2 different portions of the title, why not use your authority with the WBC to say, hey, we got to have crown a champion here. You two I'm mandating that the 2 of you face each other, Ortiz and Fundura.
Yes, if you could research what has happened in the division, at what point Ortiz injured his hand, at the other point Fundora injured, I think, his shoulder. So we have given them the opportunity to make defenses of their championship because the other one has not been available at the time.
Loaded.
Fundora has a fight scheduled with Thurman, and Ortiz has petitioned a fight with Ennis, and we have accepted both fights with the winners facing each other. Why? Because they were not ready at the same time because of injuries, and because it has been good for the sport with the activity. Fundora had a tremendous win against Sioux. Ortizio had a tremendous demonstration with a first-round knockout against, I forgot his name.
Well, he knocked out Erickson Lubin a few
Lubin.
Fight. Yeah.
So it has been good activity. They're active. They're making a living and preparing for a major fight between them. So we have the order. They both have the opportunity to make a fight, and then both face each other.
I only have about 2 or 3 minutes here, Mauricio, so I'm going to try and squeeze in whatever I got left for you.
Ask Martin for more time.
Martin, can I get a couple more minutes, please?
Sure thing, Sean. All right.
Thank you. Because we're almost done here too, Mauricio. But Matias fighting in New York soon, defending the WBC title. I understand.
Bud was smarter pound for pound. He made the best move possible, not paying him. He retiring. They try to unrank him too. They unranked him as well. So they know what it was. This shit was all about money. And I'm gonna pull up this post from Claire Burt so you can see her break down the numbers, bro. So you could understand that basically, in a nutshell, he was extorting Bud, and Bud wasn't going for it. I'm telling you, and I respect the hell out of him for
that. Ultimately, the intake of
Just,
Ostarine in his
I got one thing to say
about.
I got one thing to say about Sean's point. Right? He said both of these guys weren't healthy around the same time.
Right.
So that Madrimal fight, when was that? February of this year, right? 2025.
Right.
Fundora fought Cordell Booker the very next month in March.
He did.
So why the hell couldn't they just fight then? To Sean's point, to consolidate, so you got one champion. But instead, if it's fragmented and you got the interim and you got this guy, and he's giving them a quote unquote chance to defend their title, that's also another chance for you to have another meeting with Mr. Benjamin, Mr. Grant, and so on and so forth. So for Mauricio, it doesn't benefit him to just have one champion. Why the hell would you do that when you can reap multiple sanctioning fees?
Yeah,
exactly. In the same division.
Exactly. And that's what it is. Sean asking all great questions. He on his helmet, but Mauricio, look, he in the paint, but
I'm talking about these guys weren't healthy at the same time. But they were. I mean, they literally fought weeks apart from each other in the first quarter of the year. Right. So there's no reason why that fight couldn't have been on that Riyadh season card. Like, they couldn't have organized something.
Facts.
And it's not like we haven't seen PET fighters fighting over there. So yeah, he crazy as hell, Mauricio. I respect it though.
Yeah.
He's a gangster.
I just want to sit this up here, man. Y'all see this. Shout out to Claire. WBC wants us to believe most of their sanctioning fees go to Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund. Even saying $225K of Crawford's $300K fee were going into the fund. But the fund administered by the Nevada Community Foundation has only distributed, get it, $2.4 million since 2012, while a single fundraising gale for the fund raised $1.2 million in 2019. Think about that, how much they raised, and that half of that 2.4 was raised in 2019 by one fund. One must include that allocating $225K from a single $300K sanctioning fee would be unusually large and unbelievable when the fund's total lifetime disbursements are only $2.4 million since 2012. The numbers don't lie. Here's the math. 2.4 million fund lifetime total. 1.2 raised from a single fundraising event in 2019. So since 2012, make it make sense. $225,000 was to be allocated from Crawford's sanctioning fee. That means that after one fee Like the 225 and only 995,000 was allocated in 13 years of the WBC title fights and 13 years of fundraising events, donations from private donors and nonprofits. And then down at the bottom, it say the math ain't math. That's somebody that worked with them. You get what I'm saying? There's no justifying it. Like once I see you being crooked, you think I'm gonna be mad when you wasn't able to dupe the last guy, when you dupe so many others, when you try to make it all about the fighters and raising money for them and making sure they good, and she's sitting here breaking this shit down, and half of what y'all earned since starting the damn fund came in 1 year alone in a fundraiser event. Make it make sense. These dudes are they crooks. I want to keep my composure, but they crooks. That's all I'm saying. Like I just don't like how people jumped on the bandwagon and try, oh, Bud is tarnishing his legacy. He should have did this. If he wanted to call himself a champion, he should have paid. Yeah, man. He said, no, you're not about to extort me because you feel like I'm making more money than I ever did in my career. Let's call it what it is. Pocket watching ass dudes. He made 40 or 50 million. So I know 300K is not really like, look how he tried to explain it. Have y'all ever seen Mauricio come out and do this to anybody else or put the business out there? When you do that, you're trying to control the narrative. But once I seen this and it's coming from a credible source, somebody that worked within that organization, bro, all bets is off. She didn't pull these numbers out her ass. You get what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's over, bro. The fact of the matter is, y'all try to be slick because you probably felt like that's chump change compared to what he's making because you pretty much said so in so many words. But he like, nah, chump change or not. You talking about a dude that drive what, a Ford pickup truck? Man, he probably know what every dollar of his going. But ain't out here playing with y'all. He worked too hard, bro. And then y'all out here talking about, you got Abel Sanchez. Nobody would know him if it wasn't for the belts. It's because of the organizations that he's able to make this money. No, it's because of that fucking talent that he's able to make this money. Because without the talent, the organizations wouldn't dare rank him. Get out of here. You talking about a guy that wasn't some golden child. He wasn't the golden boy. He ain't had a Sugar Ray Leonard smile. This wasn't that. That's a diamond that came right up out of the dirt, bro. That's what Bud Crawford is. And I'm telling you, I stand on this. I feel like more people should get behind him and what he did. You seeing this shit in real time. This man never gave you one good explanation as to why he makes the moves that he's making. You can make some shit a title fight. Oh, this is an intern fight at 135 and neither guy is at 135. Make it make sense, bro. That shit is bogus, and he giving bad explanations. But I understand, Sean, you're not the grill him. Asking a question is good enough. Like you can't you get what I'm saying? You're gonna let him answer it. But we hearing this shit in real time that this man has not once given one explanation as to why he doing what he doing. Besides, we the WBC, we do what we want. And then when you pay attention to the fighters that some of these moves favor, you can see what it is. It's about money. Ryan Garcia got help and he's, rehab and it. Man, shut up. That dark place. You jumping timelines and shit, thinking we don't know. The minute I knew this, he was cooked in this conversation, and Sean ain't even trying to cook him. He just having he asking honest questions. When he said to Sean to do research, the dude probably know more boxing than you would. What? Research? He on top of it. That's why he asking you all the right questions. He really told Sean Zytel, and I ain't trying to say you know everything, but that man knows boxing. If you know, you know. You told that man to research. You think he asking you these questions with no research? You think he don't know what you get what I'm saying? And Pride, my dog, what's good with it? How you feeling, bro? Shit crazy, man. Nasty work from this dude.
Limit threshold. But ultimately, he has a substance in his body that cannot be found by legal means. So how do you address that controversy that he's being allowed to defend the title with an illegal substance in his system?
Now, Thank you for bringing the topic. It's very necessary to
see what he said.
Provide information to media and fans. Every adverse finding or doping situation is different. And whenever there's an adverse finding, the athlete is labeled as a cheater and as guilty without giving them the opportunity. So you are very correct. Osterine, the levels that he was found, I didn't lose you, huh?
No.
The levels that he was found are underneath the threshold.
You know you ain't losing.
So he can
fucking connection been good the whole time. Talk about did I lose you? I didn't lose you. Did I know? You lost your train of thought. You try to figure this shit out. You know damn well you don't thank him for asking you this damn question right here, bro. Sean been on your ass so professionally without being on your ass that don't make no sense. And it's underrated. You ain't gonna see nobody cover it and talk about it. But this right here, instead of coming up with a bunch of shit, hear it right from the horse's mouth. And anybody with 2 ears and is actually listening is hearing a guy basically, he's telling you in so many words, we do what we want. We make it up as we go along. If we see fit, hey, we go with it. And he, without saying, yo, if it make money, we doing it. Man, we don't care how people feel. We don't care. We're going to do that shit.
Fight in New York and Nevada and California. There it is a incorrect substance. It's not a legal substance. We did an investigation. He had absolutely open collaboration. We got all the supplements that he had taken, and it all turns that one of those supplements must have been contaminated. He is not at fault. The B sample that just came out public, 99.9% of the B samples come the same as the A sample. It's the same, 99.9%. And people think that it has been a new doping. It's incorrect. We just received a notification from VADA from another sample, which came negative.
Bro.
So if the jurisdiction has that substance as not illegal, or that case, he has a license, he can fight. We did the investigation on the clean boxing program. He was cleared. He will have a certain things that he has to comply with in probation, like mandatory testing, 1 year probation, blah, 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 blah. And from now in, we're starting to be a much more strict protocol in the clean boxing program.
Right.
There's so many cases that are coming from contaminated supplements.
Joe, what's good, homie?
The fighters know that, and they have to.
Right now, he trying to explain why he allowed the fight to go ahead. That's what Sean asked him here. But he asked him, and I urge anybody to go check this out. If you get a chance on Sean's iTell, where he asked him all good questions from the beginning to the end. And anybody, I think this will give you a better grasp, because he asked back to back to back good questions, and each time he never had a good answer. And anybody that's hearing this is like, all right, basically, it's y'all shit. Y'all do what y'all want. That's what he's saying. It's nothing else. He ain't been able to give you no good reason.
Accountable for that. Whatever goes in your system is your problem.
See, whatever go in your system is your problem. But just a minute ago, he just said he wasn't at fault. And this is the only accountability, because you put whatever in your body. If you didn't go through your protocols and make sure it wasn't contaminated and everything was on the up and up, that's where it falls on you as a responsibility. But, it's still, he sound like he trying to explain a way out of it. Yeah, we pushed it across. Let me see if he even stated the one thing that would make this somewhat understandable, because there is a limit. And from what I understand, that limit, Matias was under it. So I want to be clear. I don't want to be like I'm going at Matias. I ain't at Matias. It's really him, though. His moves are shady, not Matias. I don't think Matias is a doper, as people say. And I did hear that they wasn't supposed to report it, being that it was under the limit, because you see how people going to treat it. Oh, you was cheating. It's under the limit. This is one of the reasons why I think the fight was able to be pushed ahead. So no fault to Matias. The light is on him. I don't look at him as a cheater. I'm not going to go crazy and put the jacket on him with him being under the limit or whatever the case. But again, this is the WBC rules, so he didn't break any rules. I want my thoughts to reflect that according to their rules, he didn't break a rule. Yeah, it's in the system, but it's not over the limit. It was under. So that would be on them. The issue wouldn't really be with Matias as much as it would be with them for allowing it at all, right? So there you go. He didn't break rules according to their limit, their legal limit.
So we have been very lenient. Now we're coming up with a list of known supplements that are high risk of contamination. We're coming up with a list of supplements that are low risk, but anytime you put something in your body, you are going to be in danger of having a contamination. So we are addressing it. It's going to be a much tighter protocol.
Real quick, pound for pound, man. I see you keep typing the same thing over and over, bro. Did you read any of what I just had up on the screen? Did you read it? You didn't read it from a former WBC where you didn't read how she just broke down all the numbers and told you it would be unusually high. That's why he tried to focus on a percentage to make it seem like he cut him a break. You're not cutting him a break if whatever percent you're asking for is still more than what everybody else is asking for. She just broke it down to you how that's unusually high. She broke down the total lifetime numbers of the fund when it got started, right? And all of this. And if there's all that shit is irrefutable. There's no way you can make a case for what Mauricio did. Absolutely not. She gave you every number you could ask for. That shit don't matter. She said it. The math is not math. That shit is full of shit. And I know he is. I mean, matter of fact, I'll put it back up. I'll just leave it up
I understand.
I want to read it.
We have spent so much money, time, and effort
this shit tell you everything
battling.
We don't got to guess, try to figure
performance
it out
enhancing. So if there's we're the only organization with a program that has this as a priority, and we spend a lot of time, resources, and every time there's a adverse finding is a nightmare. But Subriel Matias,
he's the same
completely
dude
unfair.
That they provided Connor Ben with an egg excuse. I gotta still find that video. I had it. I played it. When they gave him an egg excuse, and now they're ranking him #1 at welterweight. He ain't fought there in years. Talking about because he expressed his thought of coming back. Then shut the hell up. So what? I'm about to express my thought of how I want to be a welterweight champion. Shut up. That's basically what he's saying. Yeah, he did because he said he wanted to do it. So I'm gonna put him in position to do it. It's coming after the back of him fighting the biggest fight he had with Chris Eubank back to back. Big ass crowds. Now they putting him in position because they feel like they probably can make money off him. Come on, man. This dude ain't no way I'm making no argument for these guys. And so many fighters have said the same thing, bro. Same thing. These dudes live lavishly off the blood, sweat, and tears of the fighters. And so many fighters end up messed up at the end of their careers. You're talking about you 2.4 million in how many years from 2012 to now to 2019? Should I say that's what she put in there? Well, that's when the fund was, but till now, that's the total fund. The lifetime total fund right there, 2.4. That shit is ridiculous. That's why she now do the math. We keep it was only this much percent. I don't give a damn if it was 0.1. If it was more than what everybody asking for, that's more than enough reason for Bud to be like, hell no, I'm not giving you money just because you said so. He can't think about this. You don't think they should at least give him an explanation as to why one sanctioning body out of the other three want more? You don't think he should get one answer as to why? Because they don't have an answer other than the fact they're trying to extort his ass. Same reason they don't got no explanation for why they create a belt out of thin air. These dudes will do anything to try to attach a damn sanctioning fee to something, man. That's all. They're not, and nobody in boxing is going to convince me that they're all for the fighters. These dudes be for themselves, man. They want to get paid. That man's voice got loud because his check probably shorter.
He's completely clear, and the fight is going on January 10th.
Last two for you, Mauricio, and I'm very grateful of this extended time you've given me. TKO right now, they were in Washington, D.C. about a week ago, and using what happened with you and Terence Crawford and other matters with the WBC.
Imagine how many fights took place in that time span for them to only allocate it that much. And look what they asking for Bud. Start really doing some math with the numbers. Don't just look at them and see how shit don't make no sense. She ain't got no dog in the race. She just letting it be known. Look, man, y'all out here jumping on the dude case, and he just stood on business and not letting nobody screw him over. You know what I'm saying? And let's call it what it is. Y'all know what it is. We all know people feel like you fight Canelo, you're getting the biggest bag ever. It was all types of reports of how many millions he was going to get. And there, to me, he's seen dollar signs. Nobody in boxing can convince me otherwise because they can't answer his question. What makes you different from any other sanctioning body? Can somebody in the chat answer that? What makes the WBC different? And I dare him to say, because so-and-so held their belt. shit is crazy, man. That should be a red flag right there. He telling y'all people ignoring it because they don't like Terence Crawford. He said it. Why y'all deserve more? Nobody said nothing.
See, it's
like,
ammunition to try to make the changes they want to make to the Muhammad Ali Act. So my question to you is, do you think some of the decision making you've made over the years gives them ammunition, hurts the credibility of the WBC, and what is your response to them, who again are trying to weaponize certain decision making you've done to change the Ali Act in Congress?
Well, it's humbling that they attack the WBC. It means the WBC has the value. We are living in a world of anarchy, people trying to disregard the structures that exist and that work and that are legal. A fighter who has a fighting for the WBC championship knows the rules and must comply with the rules. It is very unfortunate that we're talking about money, about sanction fees, because now they're taking this and turning it into something that is not correct. Terence Crawford made a decision not to comply with the rules in the fight with Madrimov and then with Canelo, and he's no longer the WBC champion. I wish him the best. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a good person. I've seen him do social community work, and I wish him the best inside and outside the ring. But it is easy and popular to confuse a decision like the one that he took. He's
At the end of the day, it's like this, right? If you're a person that's of the belief or mentality or mindset that, you know, the WBC is in the right, they correct, that's cool. But for me, like I like information, and I like the way this post, you know, broke down this entire conversation in a nutshell, and she was able to sum that up. It's hard to argue with the numbers. Just like my guy Conquest came in here and say, man, she was kind of being nice. Get what I'm saying? Imagine if you sued for this shit or something and you really press the issue. Imagine if people really start digging into how much really going to these fighters. Then we probably have a whole different conversation. But the fact that she was able to break down these numbers right here, and you could disregard it and keep talking about a percentage, and they could run their business and do it like this. This is exactly why they find themselves in a position they in now, trying to just make shit up as they go along. These are guys that's showing you that they don't even follow their own fucking rules. They make them up as they go. They don't care. Make them and change them when they want. Ryan Garcia is about to fight for a title off a loss in a layoff. Cool boy Steph never fought at 135, fought for an interim title at 135 after blowing weight. These are the guys we kind of.
Did they mention Conor Benn in this situation, Just?
Yeah.
Because from my understanding, he's supposed to be.
Why they gave him the #1 ranking at welterweight.
Yeah, okay. I missed that part because I was looking at that the other day. My man's getting done filthy.
Right. He justified
Suliman.
Yeah.
Sissoko from out there from overseas.
Right.
Remember, he won a WBC title eliminator at 147.
Yeah.
He should be in that #1 spot. Conor Benn ain't fought at 147 in like 147, I should say, and Conor Benn's where Conor Benn ain't compete at 147 in like 3 years or so.
Yeah, you sure is putting up an argument though, like you put a WBC, because you the only one keep you ignoring what's on the screen just to keep stating the shit that we already know. Like I hope he does. I don't even know if he asked him about. He probably ran out of time. Shout out to Ghetto Fab and the fax machine is in the building. What's good, Doug? My guy. All I'm saying is, man, they got a history. That's all. The history shows them not to be the most straightforward people. And listen, I'm not against them, but I'm against them trying to extort a fighter because you felt like he getting to a bag. Shout out to Sheldon. What's good with it? So that's what I felt like happened. Bud caught on to him and said, "Not so fast, not so
fast." Dub said Sissoko got jumped twice. Pacquiao and Barrios. Now the Conor Benn situation.
Right, and he asked him about it. Conor Benn, like, why you got him ranked #1 at welterweight? He ain't fought there in years.
But homeboy, Sissoko won the WBC title eliminator. So it's like, what the hell is that fight even worth?
Right.
If you're gonna just bypass me for another guy who's more popular.
Right. He claims
this shit is not a meritocracy, bro. That's what it comes down to, that paper.
just had like fights with Chris Eubank, or he's always been a welterweight. Like he started telling them shit. I not always. That's how you identify a liar. When they start inviting information, you not asking them. They kind of setting the table for some shit. He basically saying he expressed interest in wanting to fight for a title. So basically put him in position to do so. He gave no good explanation for it. Like on some boxing terms, he just tried to get a basic politically correct answer. But all of it points back to the same shit. And I'm not knocking it. I just want people to understand what you're really hearing. You're hearing a guy tell you they do what they want. Is he going to come out and say it directly, flat, clear, straightforward like that? Absolutely not. But in so many words, he's telling you, we doing what we want over here, G. We ain't trying to hear none of that. He even basically told Sean to do research. That was a dead giveaway. He told that man to do some real. You do research. Like, hell know what's up. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. Appreciate the love, bro. Said the Tanky Maniacs are simps of the year. Pure facts. Yeah, man. They on a mission to destroy boxing, man. Them super duper fans, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And we ain't never got a box again.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
We got almost 70 people in the building. Hit the like button, sub to the channel, support the grind. And look, over here, we all free to have difference of opinions. It's all good. But I just feel like for me, I'm going to be straightforward with this. Bug got it off. Double bird, I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? Rick, Tim's my guy. What it do, homie? Let's keep going. It's almost over, man.
To comply with the rules, and the consequence was to vacate the title. But it is so popular and so easy to attack a structure like the WBC with something that the fault is on the other side.
And lastly, I understand you were quoted as saying a lot of this money, I think you said 225,000 of the 300,000 you were asking Terence for, it goes to the Jose Sulaiman fund. And to your credit, Mauricio, I don't know if a fighter like O'Shaquie Foster, for example, would be getting the purses he receives without the tagline of being a world champion, right? So give you credit where it's due there. But why, to Crawford's point, what do you think does entitle the WBC to significantly more than what the other three bodies were asking for? And what exactly does the Jose Sulaiman Fund do for the fighters?
Yes,
well,
thank you, Sean.
We should put and compare apples to apples. Terence Crawford made $50 million. The rules say 3%. That's 1.5 million. The WBC established 300,000, which is much less than 1%. And that is consistent with all great fights. You can ask any champion.
How could you base the percentage off money that you thought he got, though? You don't even know what he got. You're just saying, well, it's less than 1%. But how would you know if you don't know how much he got paid? When you were talking about it, you said 40 or 50 million, right? Like you didn't know. And Bud said you were speculating on how much he got paid. I ain't in nobody's pockets, but I just knew he was going to get some bullshit ass answer, bro. I just knew it. Shout out to Sean's, I tell you. I don't care what you say. This was great work. I give credit where it's due all around the board. He asked great questions from beginning to end, bro.
Fun do
let me let this
for
play
the
out.
fighters.
Well, I think we should put and compare apples to apples. Terence Crawford made $50 million. The rules say 3%. That's 1.5 million. The WBC established 300,000, which is much less than 1%. And that is consistent with all great fights. You can ask any champion. The money that goes into the WBC, specifically for that fight, we need to replenish the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund because we give grants every year to many people around the world. We need to put money. So we were going to put most of those fees, the fees that we received from Canelo, were put most of them into the Nevada Community Foundation. And what we do, how good it is to help if you're going to go out and brag about it. That's horrible. We try never to mention the aid we give out of respect and honor for the person who is in need.
Bullshit.
Many people are shy.
I'm calling bullshit. These dudes ain't shy about their situations being fucked up. We see it now, but you was quick to say where the money is going, right? But now it's that the people are shy. Like we don't mention it out of respect. I don't believe him for nothing. And when he got asked certain questions, he moved certain ways. He looked uncomfortable. And I said this is just my experience with people that lie. Whenever I ask you a direct question and you started off, the answers start off by telling me the shit that I didn't ask you and the stuff that I already know, I'm already thinking you buying time to create your lie on the fly. And that's what I feel like. Look, I seen this, somebody that got firsthand experience working with them, breaking down them numbers, and this probably just the bare minimum. And she just did this in a post. That shit crushed all the shit he talking about. Just said that sanctioning fee would be unusually large and unbelievable when the fund's total lifetime disbursements are only 2.4 million. People going to ignore that and keep talking about his fucking percentage. I don't care about his percentage when he talking about 50 million, but the first time he spoke about it, he said 40 or 50 million. The fact of the matter is, like Bud said, he speculated. You don't know how much money he got made.
Another thing is he never addressed the apples either, Just. He never addressed the apples because Sean asked him a very specific question. How is the WBC entitled to significantly more money than the other sanctioning bodies? He started off by saying, all right, we're going to compare apples to apples, and then went straight to how much money Terence Crawford was making and how much of a small percentage he was taking.
Right.
Well, he never answered the question, really.
Yo, see, and that's why I play these things, y'all. So I ain't putting no words in his mouth, but I ain't gonna half-ass it. Look, I'm not rocking with what he's saying. I don't believe these dudes. Like, and whenever you try to take that approach, like, yeah, well, this just totally helps the fight. You're lying. You're lying. Fighters been saying this for the longest. Andre Ward was speaking on it. I'm mad I don't got the clip no more when he was saying, like, you know, how these dudes with they 5-star hotels, all this shit off the fighters. You know what I mean? All this noise about these belts with fake ass gold and shit on them. Then you got that ring belt. What they say, 180K with real gold and shit. That's free. What's the difference, bro? Like, he hasn't been able to ask why they was able to charge significantly more too, because that's what he asked him. He's not going to add. He going to hang on the percentage and how much he thought he got paid. And he going to think that's where he got the leg to stand on. But in reality, you're not answering the question. You talking about ask any fighter this. No, we don't want to ask any fighter. We want to ask you. Well, he said that. He said, yo, y'all ask for more than everybody else. Why is that? Y'all don't get that? Shouldn't it be fair across the board? That it should be, right? That's so nah. Thank you, Bud. Appreciate you. But it's only like 2 minutes.
And embarrassed that they have to request a grant. So we don't naturally come out and say the help we're doing, and we do it every day all around the world. Many thousands of cases that we have in our records. But how good it is to do a service and then go out and try to pretend that you are so good and you're the angel of the world. That's not correct. Nope. We do have many cases where we help and we pride for that, but we keep most of them confidential. In those cases that we know that if we publicize it, other people will come out and help that case, we do it public.
Has a fighter ever paid more than what you asked Crawford for? Just curious.
Yes. I don't understand. More than 300,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bigger fights, Usyk and Fury, Canelo, those big fights. But why don't you see the fights where the purse is $100,000? The fee is $3,000. The WBC has many employees in the headquarters, many employees around the world. Every fighter that goes in the ring goes in with a life insurance that the WBC provides, with a medical expenses insurance. We have the clean boxing program. We have the WBC Cares Foundation. We have everything documented. We put everything out, but when you don't have a channel to advertise what you do and the actions and the activities and everything that happens, it's difficult because people don't see it. If I post something positive today, something nice, some action positive, it's going to get 10 likes. If I post a controversy or a horrendous matter,
he
it's going to get hundreds of thousands. I understand we are not in a popularity contest.
We don't care
for
He fucking
being
lying.
labeled
100%.
as the good guys or
100%
the
he lying.
WBC,
He just
the
went there
savior
when
of boxing. No, we care for the
popularity contest.
boxers. The only
Bullshit.
reason of existence for the WBC is the fighter, before, during, and after the years of glory in the ring.
Pack him up, bro. Pack Mauricio up. Pack his ass up. Shout out to 88 Sports Talk. Appreciate the love, homie. Says funny how the IBF, WBA, and the WBO didn't come out and complain about the fees Crawford paid them, but the WBC, I've been trying to get to the bottom of that, bro. Keep trying to say, and that Sean asks every good question you can ask. Why y'all asking for something more? He got out of answering it, right? And I understand Sean's position. You're not there to try to overly grill him, ask the questions, and try to just accept whatever answer he give you and just leave it at that. But I know he walked away from there feeling like that dude full of shit. I would love to ask him, bro. Matter of fact, he got a YouTube channel. I comment. Great work, man. What you think about them answers he was giving you, though? Because I felt like he was selling bullshit, making it sound too good. Oh, we do so much for so many people, and they don't want us to, talk about it. And we only put it out there if we feel like other people are going to help. And, he asked him, did anybody ever pay more than $300,000? And he's saying, yeah. And he started naming people. Man, I just don't. I don't rock with it. He halfway answered questions. He was being politically correct, and he looked uncomfortable when he got asked certain shit. He even pulled the go-to move. Did I lose you? Did I lose you? Notice it. Y'all connection was good the whole damn time. I think it went out once, but that was him. What, you? You was good. He was in the middle of talking about, did I lose you? Nah, you ain't lose shit. You lost your train of thought. That's what you lost. Behind the Hands TV, my dog. It's a retirement G, man. I mean,
that internet good. All that cash his money making ass is getting. They got 12G around that motherfucker. That internet ain't going
was
out.
good, homie. And furthermore, Crawford vacated his WBO title today. This retirement is real because he rocks with the WBO heavy facts, and he's always carried a title. Absolutely. So, yeah, shout out to Bud, man. Shout out to him, man. And they, I don't know if you've seen this. It don't even matter, but they unranked him immediately. Said he ain't paid them sanction fees unranked from the WBC. So I say, man, it's all about money at the end of the day, bro. This shit is motivated by money and moved by money. And they don't give a damn about your blood, sweat, and tears. The fact that he can sit up there with his double or triple chins trying to justify all the employees being paid off the blood, sweat, and tears of the fighters, yo, I really don't like the system. That shit need a makeover. The hell with that weak ass thing. We got a lot of employees all over the world, basically, so they all got to eat off his purse because he put himself in position to get the biggest fight of his career. Y'all get on my nerves, bro. Y'all get on my nerves. And y'all should be thinking, but he freed up 168. He freed it up because Canelo was going to gatekeep the hell out them belts and not fight nobody that you wanted to see him fight. Respect Canelo, but y'all know what it was. He wasn't going to do shit but what he kept doing. So they should be happy. Bud done freed up the belts. Now 168 could go crazy. Let them youngins eat. You know what I'm saying? Let them youngins eat. Canelo going to make money with the without belts. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bud, man. You did it the right way to me.
Canelo about to be right back in position, man. You heard what Mauricio said in that other video. He said that we still got Canelo. So he going to be back in position with that WBC real soon.
And I seen somebody type Bud retiring. Somebody typed earlier in the chat, Bud retiring or something because Victor died. That's something y'all want to push. Is crazy to me, bro. This shit, boxing is terrible. Got some of the worst fans I've ever seen. He typed that, and if y'all really serious, y'all really think that's why he retired. Okay. Shit ain't nothing left to prove, really. You know what I'm saying? It's just more accolades. You know what I'm saying? More accolades, more wear and tear on the body. He's 38 years old. He got a bunch of kids that I know he want to see grow up and be there. He probably missed a lot of their moments already. It's a perfect storybook ending, bro. Walk off, your head held high, chest out, foot the double bird to the WBC, trying to get you unpaying them extortion fees. Shout out to Sean Zeitel. God damn, bro. Man, that was a great interview. Great. Every question was good. He ain't played no games. Like he asked the questions that people wanted to hear. He asked the right questions. He was respectful about it. You know what I mean? But he just didn't give out no good answers to me. No, it's number 1. 3. Yeah, out of the 4 sanctions, but I seen that somewhere too. If he wants it, he can get any belt he wants. Yeah. And they're gonna do it if he want it. You know what I mean? Well done, bud. Well done. You know what I'm saying? Well done. So y'all, Johnny Big Pop, what else to do, right? He like, you know, he probably was considering it, Johnny Big Pop. He like, I like Lara. Probably want to beat up old man Lara. But yeah, man, yeah, I just feel like it was time, man. You know, you see the unappreciation of the fans. Seen somebody come in here and type that. He must have got that from my guy title, because I see his title up now. So people see somebody YouTube and then come type that in your chat. And then see what you say about it and it's treated like you arguing at that person. Nah, I just felt like he did it his way. I don't think it got nothing to do with Vic. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. It's a perfect ending to the story. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing left for you for real, unless you just wanted to keep running it up. And 38, perfect, man. Get up out of there. You dethrone. You relieve the 168 division. You opened it up for the youngins. I know they think of you. I know they probably glad that Bud did that. You know what I mean? Championship landscapes 168 without Bud. Shout out to Dub. Y'all go tap into my guy. Go check him out, man. Go check him out.
I gotta go check that one out. That last one was A1, man. I was in the playback game. Shout out to Dub.
Shout out to my guy, man. Look, pound for pound king, don't take it too personal, man, about the extortion fees, bro. Look, he ain't paying, man. It's ain't nothing to argue about. I'm still, no matter what you say, I ain't got to look up no definition. I know exactly what I'm saying. I'm standing on it. They try to get what wasn't due to them. Why the fuck are we arguing about money that they should have got based off somebody else's hard work because he get to hold some funky ass belt that don't mean shit? And the only reason the belt means anything is because of the fighters that held the belt in years before him. That's it. They act like holding their stupid belt is the sole reason. That ain't why Bud is talented. That ain't why Bud is good. You get what I'm saying? They should be glad that a guy like that held their little funky ass belt, man. Fact of the matter is they try to get it off and he just wasn't going. It's all good. You can feel how you want. You're not wrong. It's no right or wrong answer. I'm just standing on what I'm standing on.
And that man still hasn't explained.
You ignoring the information that's put out there just to try to make a point. That's pure ignorance right there. You're not even acknowledging. I ain't see you acknowledge the post that was put up, breaking down the fund, the money. You just keep chasing your tail in circles. And that's why it sounds like you in favor of the WBC, because why in the hell would you keep going on about it if you don't care? If you're not in favor, you might as well go get a job over there. The way you keep talking. Fact of the matter is, bro, I'm a pretty stubborn person. I stand on what I believe. They're not right in this situation. They're not right. They're not right. And I covered it more than 3 days ago. I just pulled it back up for somebody like you because you keep typing the percentage. When she broke down the percentage and she said the math ain't mathing. Can you refute anything she said in that post? Or are you going to keep telling us what we already know? That's the thing, bro. You're picking a side and not standing on it. That's the side you're on. You keep making a case for the WBC. Like they're not wrong. Look up extortion fees. How could it be an extortion fee when it was already set before? But miss me with that. I'm asking the questions now. So since you want to keep having this conversation before we move to the next topic, hey, sir, can you answer for me since you know you got the answers, right? Why did the WBC ask for more than the other 3 sanctioning bodies? And my second question for you is why is there any of the other sanctioning bodies complaining about what Bud Crawford paid them? Let's go. Talk to me. I don't want to hear nothing else. If you're going to answer them questions, I'll talk to you. If not, I ain't listening to nothing else you type. Nah, I don't care about none of that. I don't care. Why is no other sanctioning body complaining about what Bud paid them? And why is the WBC, why do they deserve more than the rest? Can you give me the answers to that? Because if not, you ain't really talking about nothing. You're not going to change my mind. You get what I'm saying? Nobody with common sense is going to sit here and try to argue some shit like this. Like he really just told you it's all about the fighters. It's all about looking out for fighters, this and that. When I know it's fighters that have been messed up from the sport of boxing that can't get no help. So I guess the Mauricio Suliman fund or the Jose Sulaiman fund don't reach that far. Get what I'm saying? I like to have a conversation, but you standing on, you feel like what they charging that's legit. That's you. That's okay. I ain't gonna tell you wrong for that, but you can't force it on me, bro. I don't think like you. I don't see it that way. And you never seen this be an issue before. The first thing they did was run to the media. What could the media do about what Bud not paying them? Whenever somebody does that, I think I see intent. I hear and see intent. You're trying to get behind the narrative. So whenever you do whatever you about to do, whether it's strip him, you can say, well, he didn't pay this. And y'all was out. And then what did people do? They jump right on the bandwagon. Oh, well, he's looking like this. He's looking like that. He's looking like this. Man, nah, we not, yo. So you don't got the answers. Cool. All right, bet. So you talking about some other shit. All right, cool. I tried to have a conversation. You talking about Coca-Cola and Pepsi. We ain't talking about that. We not talking about that, bro. They're in boxing. What makes one sanctioning body superior to the rest, bro? Seriously. Get the fuck out of here. Don't tell me about some Coca-Cola and Pepsi that's not really competitors and more like partners. Don't tell me about no shit like that, bro. Don't tell me about no shit like that. Just like the WBC, the fact of the matter is he overplayed his hand. He straight got a little greedy. He said, Bud, eating good, he retired. He ain't going to miss the 300. Let's get this 300 so we can throw some more conventions and a couple 5-star restaurants and shit like that, the hotels, and we can't even run a fucking mob. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, we don't do nothing. We ain't in the gym with him or nothing. But because he holds our belt, yeah, we need that extra little how much they said you got? 50 million? 50 million? Shed it, man. Shed it. Like I said, ain't even answering the questions, G. You ain't trying no conversation. You just saying what you want. You just saying, and that's the problem. They can't charge what the fuck they want. That's the problem. That's the goofy shit. It's people like you. I'm glad Bud stood up. So everybody let the chat know that pound for pound king is cool with fighters getting fucked over. That's what he's saying. They can charge what the fuck they want. Not for Bud. Obviously they can't because they ain't getting it now. And they got to get it in blood. He told him to slap himself. So anybody justifying them trying to overcharge him, slap yourself like he told Mauricio, man. They can't charge whatever the fuck they want. That's some dumbass shit to say. And you just made my point. My damn point, bro. Tried to get over on him and you cool with it. He fought that fight, not Mauricio. How many rounds Mauricio went with Canelo that night? Miss me with that shit. Care about that damn belt. I would have watched that fight whether I had no belt on the line or not, man. Bud earned everything he got. That's the fact of the matter is. And they tried to stick it to him because they thought he eating good. Bud don't give a damn. We gonna get him. Said not so fast. 704. What it do? Let's keep building though, man. We gonna keep going, man. I gotta pull this interview up from Ariel Helwani and Core, man. Keith, what it do? We gonna keep going. Look up in the sky. What's popping? Oh man. Cry me a river. Yeah, I made my case, man. I made my point. The point was made, man. Mauricio couldn't answer no real question with no real answer besides a bunch of PR shit. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he told you he do what they want. So boxing don't go like that. Now, you don't do what you want with Bud money, and I'm glad he stood tall. Aha. Now, get it. And they want that 300K. They're going to have to get it in blood. Bud told him to get it in blood. They are arguing the WBC in favor of them screwing over fighters. Get it back in blood, chump. You know what I'm saying? Well done, Bud. Well done, G. Well done, man. Well done. You know what I'm saying? He had the heart to do what a lot of people wanted to do. They just wouldn't do it. Get him out of there, Budrick. Let's keep going. They could charge him, and Bud decided I'm not going to pay you. Touche. Yeah. Yeah, they could charge what they want, but he got to pay it.
We don't get these often these days.
Hit that like button, sub to the channel. We're going to rock. We're going to get through this.
But hopefully more to come. This is a perfect fight for the world's most famous arena. And we're not talking about the theater. We're talking about the big arena, the Mecca, the world's most famous arena, the actual main venue where the Knicks and Rangers play. It is Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson at 140 pounds. I absolutely love this fight, and it's a great pleasure to be joined once again by the one and only Shakur Stevenson, who is kind enough to join us right here and now on this Monday afternoon. There he is. What's up, Shakur? How are you, my man?
What's good, my guy?
It's good to talk to you. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it very much. By the way, can I ask you, people are going nuts over Dana and Nick Khan, the Zuffa boxing guys at the USA boxing trials. What did you make of that? Did you have any thoughts on that?
Nah, I don't have none I didn't even know they was there until you just put it up on your show. So, good for them. Hopefully they find some great fighters.
It's an interesting time in the sport, right? With the Zuffa guys coming over.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be very interesting. I don't know much about it yet, so I just keep playing it by ear.
Okay. How did this one get made? The one between you and Teofimo Lopez. Was it a long, drawn out process? Was it relatively easy to get done? How would you describe the journey to getting this fight done?
It was easy. I actually hit Tio up and we had a good conversation. And when we had our conversation, honestly, once I got him on the phone, he said he want to fight me. I said I want to fight him. I told him I was going to beat him. He told me he was going to beat me. So it was easy to make happen.
So
you competitors that want to fight.
You got the ball rolling?
Yeah, I did.
Wow. And that was just out of, hey, let's just get this done. I wanna make it happen. So let me hit the guy up.
Honestly, I had been set it up with the higher power people. I kind of asked them, can we make the fight happen? But once it got closer to getting it done, I kind of reached out to Tio and he was cool.
And obviously this is happening at 140. Why were you interested in that? Why the decision to move up from 135?
I'm not moving up to 140-pound division just yet. I'm actually a 35-pounder, but I moved up for this fight because I know that why would I bring him down? I would have to come up to his weight if I want to fight him. So it only made sense.
Was MSG always the spot that was discussed, or perhaps Prudential Center, Newark, or any other locations?
They asked me Las Vegas or New York, and I told them I like New York. So,
do you like the idea of fighting at MSG as opposed to Prudential Center, which you have done very well at?
Shout out to you.
Nah, I would rather fight in my hometown because that's where I'm from, and I know everybody's gonna be there to support me. I know the faces, I know everything when I walk out. But honestly, it's cool because it's on New York. It's right there. T.O. claims he's from New York, but it's interesting.
What do you mean by that?
You know what he mean. Claim from the city.
Oh, did we lose him? Oh, are you there?
He claimed it because he's not really from New York. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You froze on us for a second, but now you're back.
He's not really from New York. He's from Florida. I actually knew him growing up, and he was always with Team Florida. So I don't look at him like a fighter that's from New York. I know the fighters that's from New York. I came up with them guys. I used to see them all the time in the regionals. When I used to go to Gleason's gym, I used to see a lot of them fighters. I never seen T.O.
So when you were growing up and you would cross paths with him, like what was your relationship like? Were you guys cool? Were you friends? Was there any type of friction?
Yeah. No, it never was no friction. I was a fan of him. I always thought he was a good boxer. Speed, power, athleticism, everything that he had then, he still got now. So hell of a fighter.
How do you feel about him now?
Hell of a fighter. I think he's a beast.
He's somewhat of a polarizing figure in the sport. Like he has said some things that have rubbed people the wrong way. Some might even call it racist things as of late. Do you feel like he's crossed the line? Has he made anything personal? Maybe not to you specifically, but when you say things like that, you might piss off a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him pay for a lot of them things that he said about black people. But at the end of the day, I know he's not racist. I know him deep down inside. He's truly is a cool person. He wants to be great, and this is the type of fight that I really enjoy.
You guys had the press conference last week and the face-to-face and all that stuff. What did you make of his vibe there? The face-off was interesting, and some of the things that he was saying at the press conference was interesting. What did you make of his vibe overall?
I think something mentally wrong with him. I don't think he's like all the way there mentally. I think he's crazy.
Legit?
That's my opinion. Yeah, I think he's legit crazy. I think something really wrong with him, but that's what make him dangerous. I think them the guys is the most dangerous people, them delusional, crazy people who want to be the best and want their spot at greatness. So I got to respect it, but I think something is definitely off with him.
Who were you talking to there off to the side? Was that his dad?
Yeah, I'm talking to his dad, yep.
And what was he saying to you?
His dad said that he was going to beat me. He said that I'm too little and all that kind of stuff. So I can't wait to show him.
And what were you saying back?
I was letting him know he can't. You can't fight for him. He the guy that got to fight. So When I see him, let's see
Ariel
what he
want to
do.
know. He's like, what's
Is this
going
more about
on?
fighting Teofimo, a big fight like this, or a 4-weight world champion?
It's more so a 4-weight world champion. My legacy is more so about that. It ain't really just Tio. Tio got the accomplishments of a big accolade fighter. He was undisputed at 135, which they say he wasn't, but I know he was. Then he moved up to 140 and got the belt at 140. So
I don't agree with that. I don't think he was ever I don't think he was ever undisputed. He always argue about it, but I don't think so. Cause it just like, why would they do him dirty? Why single him out of so many fighters and just try to take it from him? So I think if he had stayed locked in after that Lomachenko win, man, he could have did everything he wanted to do and then some. But he blew that. He stayed focused. You to beat that damn Cambosis. It's no telling what you would have did. They should have fought Haney.
it's more so to fight a fighter with this much accolades and become the best.
Who's in your opinion, or technically, you tell me, who's the A side in this fight?
Me.
As far as the pay, the poster, the walkout, all that stuff.
Nah, they say I think they claim he the A side. I think they put it as Teofimo, Shakur, but I'm really the A side. I know.
Nah, they ain't the A side because he first because he the champion, and that's fair. That's understandable. He is the champion. They're gonna respect him as a champion, and Core gonna prepare for a champion. You know what I mean? Man, hey man, bro. Hey, look, dig this. Who do you think knows T.O. more, Damon? The people that met him, got interactions with him, grew up with him, knowing him, or the people on the internet that's judging him based on some controversial dumbass shit that he's saying? Like that makes him a coon because he's telling you, nah, we gotta keep going. I'm not entertaining that. That's weird.
To be honest.
Who's walking out second?
I'll probably walk out first. I mean, that stuff don't matter though. Like, just put me in a ring.
Who cares?
I'm going to show that I'm the A side. So
sometimes we get hung up on these things, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't Floyd tell you that you should be the A side?
Yeah, he did. He told me that he think that I should be the A because I'm the bigger name.
Yeah.
As far as the money goes, as far as like ticket sales and shit like that, I would think that lean in Shakur's favor. But again, we talking about who's the champion, and that's Tio. So hell with that. Treat him accordingly and go out there and dust his ass off.
So when you hear senior and junior say things like, that you haven't fought anyone on his level, what is your response to that?
It's cool. I mean, that's their opinion. Like, they could say that. But I know he never fought nobody on my level. Like, I'm 1,000,000% sure that Tio has never seen nobody as good as me in his life.
He's talking about like once he gets through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Can't even hang with him.
Yeah, he's too little. Bud is too big for him.
Right. As far as skills, though, do you think he's on par with the likes of Terence?
I'm not gonna say he's on a Terence Crawford level of skills, but he's very skillful. He got a lot of things with him that puts him at a high level.
One thing that was interesting to me was it seemed like you were going to move on from Matchroom, but now Eddie Hearn is involved in this, and this is a Matchroom event. It seems like, I know it's a ring card too, but he's promoting it here in the United States. So what is the state of your relationship with Eddie and Matchroom at this point?
Eddie's my guy. I'm actually not signed to Matchroom, but he's my guy. I'm a big fan of Eddie Hearn, and nothing but respect to him. But I'm glad he's the promoter that's on this card. I'm glad to share the spotlight with his promotional company.
So if he's your guy, how come you're not signed to Matchroom?
I mean, it's just business. If it makes sense, then I will. If it come down to it and that's what makes sense, then we'll do it. But right now, I don't think it makes sense.
Okay, so are you just more of like your own man at this point, your own entity?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you negotiate with the ring people, with Turkey? You just do that yourself?
No. Me and my manager, Jay Prince. Yep.
Okay. And does that work for you? Do you feel like this could be something that could just work for you for the time being?
As of right now, yes.
Okay. As far as what this means, like if you beat Teofimo and you become 140-pound champion, do you think you'll at least try to defend that?
I'm not gonna do the word salad, bro. It's this simple, Damon. They got experiences with him, and they grew up with him way before any of this stuff. The fact that he giving that opinion, he's not the only one. I heard several people do it, but I'm not big on that coon shit. Like that's like some disrespectful. That's some low ass shit to call somebody based on them just feeling like a person not racist because you feel like he racist, right? But we ain't getting into that. You got it. I don't care. I really don't care.
Title a few times. Would you want to go back down? I know you said it's not so much about Teofimo or anything. It's just about getting that fourth title. What do you think this win will do for you in the trajectory of your career?
That's just nasty work.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do after.
Based on him knowing,
I can't really tell you. I don't know. We got to see where. What's on the chessboard? What's on the chessboard? That's a move that will make the best move. So I have no clue. But far as after this, I know that I'm gonna be one of the best in the sport.
Do you feel like this is the fight that finally gives you the respect that you're looking for?
Yeah, and especially in the fashion that I'm looking to dominate it in. Yeah.
Back in July, we had you and Conor Benn in studio. It still remains till this day like one of our most popular videos. People love the interaction.
And I want to know this, since you keep going on about it. You like Devin Haney, right? Is Devin Haney a coon for shaking Ryan's hand and them being cool with each other? Is he a coon for teaching them how to gamble? Is he a cool? Because they shook hands like they was cool. We say he taught them how to gamble. Is he a coon? Are you keeping the same energy? Is Devin Haney a coon? We gotta be mindful, bro.
Between you two, and then of course, he went on to do his thing. And I'm just wondering if you saw that performance and if you were surprised that he looked that great against Chris Eubank Jr. because it seemed at the time that maybe you weren't rating his skills that much.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to do that, but good for him. I'm glad he did it. It keeps him as a name that I could fight in the future. So I'm glad he did that. But I think Eubank was drained. He was dead.
You think it was more about that than what Conor did?
Yeah, I think that wasn't the version of Eubank, especially not just being drained. He just had a war with Conor Benn before that. So Conor Benn was a fighter that feel good after the war. He could go eat, do whatever he want, and Eubank can't. So I think that played the part.
Is that a fight that you think could realistically happen in 2026, or are you on different paths at this point?
Nah, I think it could happen. I think that should be maybe next after TL. God willing, I'll go do what I got to do.
147, most likely?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you
want a rehydration clause, though.
For him?
Yep.
Okay, just like he had for Chris.
Yep.
Realistically, which weight would you feel most comfortable at, do you think, at this point with your body? Like, how high do you think you can go where you don't feel like it's slowing you down?
The most weight, the weight that I feel the comfortable is 135, but
47.
How high? Probably 147.
That would be the high. You would never go to 154 or something like that.
No. I'm just fighting off of
he out there in Houston, Omar. He out there in Houston. I think that's what
skills. Like I think that when I move up in them weight classes, I'm so little that
I would think so.
My skills is going to just take control.
I think that's
as far as being WBC lightweight champion, do they have any issues with you moving up to 140? Will you have to defend it in your next fight? What is the situation there?
I just fought my mandatory in my last fight, so I don't think that I have to defend it right back to back. But
I ain't asked you about heat. Are they? Is he a coon? Is he a coon? Since you keep typing, is he a coon? Is he a coon for shaking his hand, being cool with him? Is he a coon for teaching him how to gamble? Right? Because you teaching somebody something that you won't do that. You pretty cool with somebody that you teach how to gamble, right? So is he a coon when he do? I don't give a fuck about no heat. I don't want to hear about heat. And if you wonder why my energy like this, because I said this a while ago. This one of the channels where I really don't want people to just say dumb shit like that. Like coons, we call him dude a coon for sparring. He a coon for doing this. He a coon for doing like that and a coon for this. I go to saying it don't matter who's being called it. If they're doing it, then yeah. But him giving his opinion, him saying based off the experiences of him knowing somebody as a kid and him never doing none of that shit, and then he just starts doing it out of nowhere, you can understand why he's saying, nah, that's not him. That ain't who he is, right? But I'm not here to go back and forth about that. I just think we're too loose with our opinions and mouths. We'll call somebody some wild shit. Just go look it up. There's nothing positive attached to the word coon. And if that's what being a coon is, then every fighter in boxing is a coon. That's some that's a very that's some, I don't know, that shit kind of crawls up under my skin. It don't matter who's being called it. When they try this shit with Boots, he sparred Canelo. Oh, he's a coon. That shit had me annoyed too. I had the same energy. It's annoying. It's boxing, bro. He gave his opinion. We giving our opinion based off the little bit of their life that we get to see from the outside looking in. But when a person that has personal experiences with him, came through the amateur system with him, give his opinion, that means he's a coon. He would be more inclined to give an opinion on Teofimo than you would. You don't know him. He do. But nah, he's a coon for telling you what he think he feel. That's ignorant. That's ignorance, bro. We shouldn't do that.
We'll see. I don't know. I know that they say that I could keep my belt.
His opinion.
There's a bit of a movement right now to
saying the shit. Shakur ain't cool. You heard him say he gonna make him pay for the shit he said about black people. Is he being a coon when he say that too? Like, come on, man. We overly pick and poke the things that these fighters say, and then we put these jackets on them. Yeah, that's what being a coon is. No, the fuck is not, bro. That's some negative ass shit. Nothing. I've never heard nothing positive after the word coon is said. It's only being said because people are soft and they comfortable on the internet, where there's no accountability for just coming out your mouth and saying shit like that. Like nobody, the people that say that, they won't walk up to that young man and tell him he a coon to his face, but they'll type it online. They'll say it in the chat. They'll yell it on the panel. That's not what being a coon is, respectfully. That's not being a coon, giving your opinion. You ask a question. He's like, no, I don't think he racist. Like, it's not that deep, but we make it worse than what it is because we cast these permanent judgments on these fighters for their opinion on something that he was asked about. It's crazy to me. And like I said, if somebody knows me personally versus a person that only sees me on the internet, who do you think knows me more? Right? It's that simple. Dude, what's good with it, cuz? I just hate that word for in boxing because I feel like it's been being misused since I've ever heard it. The shit that these fighters be doing don't be coon behavior, but we'll call everything coon behavior because we don't like people or it's easy to do it. So again, don't tell me about the heat that you give people. I'm asking a very direct question. You said that's why you get called a coon for answering questions. So is your favorite fighter a coon for being cool with the guy that he's speaking about? Or the other racist guy in Ryan Garcia, right? Get what I'm saying? So
to get rid of those belts, the sanctioning bodies and whatnot. How do you feel about that? Are you someone that loves the history, that is proud to be a WBC champion, or do you think it's time for the sport to evolve?
I am proud to be a WBC champion because of when I came up, the green belt was like the most the belt that looked the best, as far as like for me when I seen Floyd wearing it. But I don't really get into the political part of the business when it comes down to that. I try to stay out of that stuff. So,
do you think there are some people who think it will always be a part of the sport, that it's not going anywhere? Do you feel the same, or can you foresee a time where those belts aren't as important as they are today?
I don't know. I can't really answer that because we never know what a sport sport is so.
Shout out to the homie Cass.
The sport is so like I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The sport is so like you never know where things is gonna go. So it's really hard to say whether they'll be there or not because you don't know.
Can I ask, and not trying to get you in trouble here, but what did you think of them taking the belt away from Terence?
I try to stay out of that stuff.
Okay, you want nothing to do with it.
Because he got that WBC strap. He trying to
you want no drama? You're good with the drama sometimes. It's fun.
That's his.
No drama.
No drama. Okay, you're in a good place.
Yep. I'm locked in right now.
Can I ask you about O'Shaquie Foster? Any interest in him?
Yeah, you can ask me about him. What you want to know?
No, any interest in him? He said he would like to fight you. Interest in him?
So when it come down to that, right? Because I can be talking into fighting all of these dudes. Like, I don't care.
Nah, hey, Corey, you need to
who
say
it is
you're a
in front
fighter
of
because
me,
he
but
pressing. He pressing.
when it
You
comes
need to
down to
say you're a
that, the
fighter.
way that he went on that internet and like lied, I really feel some type of way about it because I don't respect that lie. I feel like he didn't have no integrity when he get on these interviews and he's talking and saying as though like he ran me out the gym and he beat me up in sparring. He's not.
I'll stop it right there. Shout out to Corey. That's my guy. You already know. The only thing is, because I'm very consistent, the only thing is I would want to see the fight because I don't know nobody else that be essentially like pressing the line to fight Shakur like that, like pushing the issue, right? And seeing Shock, it made me have an interest knowing they got some history. Some of the things Shock said about running him out the gym, all that stuff. Like, I feel like your energy, like when somebody talking like that, should be to beat their ass. Like, you could show everybody under the lights when it matter, like what you do, but I'm pretty sure he got his reasons for it, but I'm just consistent. Like, somebody talking shit, shut their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know what he's capable of, but let's see what else he said about this.
Telling the guys on his truth. So it's like, when you hear somebody lie like that, it's like, okay, if he would have just said, yo, I want to fight you, I want your spot, I'm cool with that. Like, I ain't tripping out that. But when you lie and make it seem like I'm not who I've been my whole life on camera, I don't respect that. So I don't know. We'll see in the future. I don't know. I'll beat all these guys up, but that dude right there, I really kind of want to beat him up outside the ring.
Okay. You posted a slip right.
Man, that ain't it. Corey, man, I ain't into personal stuff, so he got his reasons for that. But for me, just being a supporter of his, I believe in Shakur talent. I think he's speaking like that because they obviously know each other. I never really heard him speak about wanting to do something to somebody outside the ring. Never really heard him go that route. So that's how you know they actually was cool because that sound personal. I'll stay out of that side of it, but I would rather hear him say, man, if he come to my division with that shit, I'm beating him up. Right? That's just that simple. Like, he in position, I'm fighting. And you get what I'm saying? Straight like that. He talking shit, I'm gonna show everybody that he can't beat. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want to see no outside the ring type of shit, respectfully, because I want to see who's the better man inside the ring. I already got my idea how the fight could look, but you just never know, So I would like to see it because, like I said, Shock seemed like he was really serious about wanting to go in there and fight him, fight Shakur. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just a fan of or a supporter of seeing guys fight other guys that want to fight them back. You know what I'm saying? You usually get a really good fight a lot of times like that, right? You put two people in the ring that really want to fight each other, you get a good showing. So that's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that. Got like 60 people in the building. Hit that like button, y'all. Sub to the channel, man. But I didn't. I'm not a fan of that answer, but I respect it. It is what it is. He got his reasons for why he feel that way, but I ain't got to feel that way as a fight fan. Because that don't do me no good. I don't want to see them mix it up in the street. I would like to see the fight if it could happen in the actual ring, whether it's at 135, wherever. But I think at the end of the day, it's one of them situations where I watched 4 fights in a row where people said O'Shaquie Foster wasn't it. I watched that. I watched how people complain about the Conceição or critique the Conceição fights, the Rocky Hernandez fight, the Abraham Nova fight. And then, like, the recency bias, you see him, dominate Cool Bull. We like, yeah, that's the dude to beat Shakur. And I'm just looking like, bro, I'm with seeing it, but I think it has to be to a point where it makes some type of sense. Like, just as quick as the conversation was a thing, it died fast because what did he do? He vacated that intern belt, and I think he trying to shout out to LetsBuild. He's putting himself in position for unification at 130, which is smart. I don't think he's running from Core or scared of him or none of that silly stuff. I just think that he weighed his options, and I think it made more sense for O'Shaquie Foster to probably go try to get him a unification as opposed to move to 135 officially and then bank on him having to beat Shakur's mandatory to get the fight, knowing he just satisfied his mandatory, so he ain't going to have to fight one for quite some time. So I think Shock made the best move, but I do notice a change in the energy. People are They don't have no question for why he relinquished the title after he told everybody he was going to go up to 35 and do X, Y, and Z. I don't expect nobody to slander him because it's not necessary. But I noticed when Shakur, everything he says is like overanalyzed. Like, you heard what he said there? You heard what Shaq said? Did you see what he did? Is what he just did it match up with what he said he was going to do? Or is it something different? Did he tell you he was going to 35 to fight Shakur Stevenson and then vacated the title, and now he about to keep his title at 130? You see what I'm saying? So, again, I knew this was a premature-ass discussion. I knew people was being prisoners of the moment. It's not that people think O'Shaquie Foster beating Shakur, because everybody that's lobbying for the fight and talking about wanting to see it, none of them will bet their money and none of them will pick O'Shaquie Foster to win. And that's not me slighting them, but I just know how it go when it comes to this youngin. They'll pick against them, but they ain't gonna bet against them. You see the difference? Easy to say, oh, it's such and such a beat him, you ain't gonna put no money behind that shit. You don't really think that he could beat him. You just want to see you get what I'm saying? You don't really think that. So for me, I wish he had said, look, if he's at 135 and I'm there and he my mandatory, I'm beating his ass. That's what I would like to hear as a fight fan. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what he's capable of. And I would like to see it under the lights. The hell with the super sparring stories. I want to see what y'all look like under the lights. And Shock is a really good, talented fighter. High IQ, he can box his ass off, man. I think it'd be a really good chess match between the two. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was premature. O'Shaquie Foster is not even in position to fight him, but and there's nothing wrong with Ariel asking, because they were going back and forth. But the question is almost answered. It's not even up to Shakur at this point. He's not even in position. Nobody highlighted the fact that they made the fight a lightweight interim fight out of nowhere. It was 100. Neither one of those dudes fight at 35. So and this is the only issue I had with the way people was framing it. So you're telling me beating overweight cool boy Steph, where you're supposed to be at 130 and they switch it to 135, that earns you the mandatory spot at 135 pounds? That shit didn't even make sense to me. It didn't even make sense. I was like, what the heck? That don't even make sense. So you're mandatory without even having to fight in a division. You didn't have to fight nobody in the division. They just going to put you in position. Shit just seemed, and that's why I say the WBC make up their rules as they go along. Tim Layton, what it do? Julio Don, yeah, I like it. I like it because he need people to fight too. And that's why I like those O'Shaquie Foster fight. Because I think some people in their minds, some might actually believe that he could beat him. Some people hear them sparring stories, they're like, nah, Shakur, man, he ain't saying he want to fight him. And that's enough for them to believe that it's something there. So I just want to see him fight guys that the public feel like is on his level, or they feel like has a shot at beating. You know what I'm saying? Whatever helps it, whatever tests him to the limit, that's what I want to see. So, like I said, I wish he would have stayed here. He wanted to put hands on Shot, but I think anytime you got some, personal with somebody, it's gonna be a little different. You know what I mean? Because Core don't never talk about street shit. That's unlike him to speak like that. Urban Mac, what's good? Let's keep going though, y'all.
I think you bet 12K on him to win, right? His last fight?
I knew he was gonna win. That was a business move. That was like like if you know boxing, like no disrespect to Cool Boy, because Cool Boy is a good fighter.
Yeah, Stephen Fulton.
He's a 122 pounder. This dude is a 135 pounder coming down to 130 and shrinking himself down. So Cool Boy is a guy going up. I already knew like what type of fight Cool Boy was in when it came down to it. That's why I bet so much money, because I'm like, okay, the odds was so stupid on there. Like it was like minus, it was like even, like they even on both parts, and I didn't understand it. So I thought it was a great business move, because to the people that don't know boxing, it looked good because Cool Boy got a bigger name in the sport. So it's like, yeah, it looked good. Like if you don't know boxing, but it's like, okay, no disrespect to Cool.
Yeah, he got to fight ahead of him for sure, bro. Think he should just focus up. But for me, is it 50-50? I mean, you never know how much them knowing each other will factor in how it play out. I gotta acknowledge that, right? Familiarity can lead to a very interesting fight, a surprising outcome, like we seen it with Tank and Roach, right? It could be something like that. But for me, based on what I've seen ever since the very first time I seen O'Shaquie Foster all the way up until now, the very first time I seen Shakur all the way up until now. I think is one guy is clearly proven to be the more consistent guy, proving it. So for me, I wouldn't argue with nobody saying 50-50, right? Me, 55, 45, 60, 40. He's taking losses. What, he got like 3 losses? That don't mean that, you know, it'll be an easy fight for him. But yeah, man, it's a really good fight. And I just hope that it works itself out where they actually can fight. I'm a fan of the fight. You know what I mean? Core got his position, but me as a fight fan, I want to see him test himself against anybody that think they can beat him, that as long as it makes sense too, though. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. So do we have a problem with being the big favorite to move up and beat TL? Why would he have a problem?
Yeah, and I ain't taking nothing away from him, but you put Cool Boy in front of me, like, he's so little to where it's like, I'm not going to respect what's coming back at me. So I'm probably going to really step on the gas a lot more than what I would do if it's like, you know, somebody that has some type of power or threat, and then you got to outthink them and do different things to them. And I think in that fight, he just, his team made a great move with putting him in front of the right guy, especially with the public on watching.
Who do you think won, Roach or Pitbull?
Lamont Roach. I thought he won.
Okay.
Just like he thought that was a robbery.
Like he should have won against Tank too, right?
Yeah, I thought he won both fights.
Crazy year for the guy. Back-to-back draws. Controversial.
I mean, the world watching though, everybody know and everybody seen how good he is on the big stage. So it ain't like his stock gonna go down. It sucks to get the draw, but at the end of the day, he's a hell of a fighter, and he clearly not going.
Hell no, Free Smoke. He ain't got no problem being the favorite. Why would
this dude is fighting from 130 to 135 to 140 in a couple of fights, and he's doing it with ease. So you got to respect him.
At this point, do you think we ever see Tank again?
Oh, I ain't talking about that dude.
Yeah,
I knew he was going to.
I had to ask. I'm sorry. Can I ask you about Jake?
Yeah, you guys can about him.
How did that happen? Where you got invited to come to his camp to train for that fight, or at least spar, or do something? What did you do over there in Puerto Rico for that fight? Before was the AJ fight? Was it just some pictures, or did you actually train together?
Now we sparred. My guy Jay Leon Love hit me up, and they set it up, and I came down there, and we did. Was it 6-7 rounds? We got in the ring and we sparred.
What was it like?
I think it's crazy because I think Jake is better than people would even understand. A lot of people don't think he's that like as good because he started so late.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you don't know how good he really could be if he started earlier, but you could tell like he's taking the craft serious, like he's locking in and doing training camps and got the right team around him, got the coaches around him. So he's better than like what you would think.
You were impressed?
Yeah, I was impressed for sure.
Dare I say surprised maybe as well?
Yeah, I was surprised because I thought like when you think a guy coming from YouTube, you're like, okay, this guy don't know nothing. But you could tell he had a good coach in his corner who's telling him the right things. He's listening to the right things. And then he's not bad. Like he's just not a bad fighter. Like his instincts is like to not get beat up or not get hit. And I was surprised by it for sure.
Does this mean you're betting $12K on him to beat AJ?
Hell no. Hell no. AJ is a boxer. There's no way AJ should let Jake win that fight. Like I don't see how he will let Jake win.
What do you think happens?
I think AJ should get the win. I don't know how it's going to happen. But, I mean, if you got all of that weight on you, he should go out there and beat Jake. But I don't think it'll be a knock on Jake game. I think Jake is long as he don't get knocked out, long as he stay on his P's and Q's in there, I think he should be okay.
But if he gets knocked out in like the first round, do you think that's it?
I don't know. I didn't hear him say. I didn't hear him say nothing bad. He just said Jake shouldn't beat Anthony Joshua. I don't know, man. Y'all make this stuff personal, man. Hey, I don't think he's saying nothing too crazy,
For
bro.
the Jake Paul experience?
If I had,
I don't hear it.
if I was betting money on it, I would bet that he's not getting knocked out in one round.
Okay. You think he
Bet that
survives
money,
based on
Cor.
what you know
Bet that
of
money.
him?
I don't know. I can't tell you
Bet
if
that
he
move,
survives,
yeah.
but I know he survives the first round.
No, that's what I mean. Like, at least he doesn't come out there and get starched in the first round.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I can see
Will you
making it out
will
the
you be
first
watching?
round.
Yeah.
Okay, it was cool to see. I mean, it was wild to see him go from training with the likes of you and then all the big boys that he was training with like 3 weeks later. I don't know if you saw his face, like his nose is like pushed to the side. He's got a black eye. He seems to be, giving it a go. Do you think it's a mistake for him to do this?
Yeah.
Is he?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I say, man, he just got to keep the lock in, stay focused, man. I want to see him stamp his name in the Hall of Fame January 31st. Beat TL, focus up, and then come for all that smoke that see what everybody talking about after that. But can't wait for the fight. But I don't know. Listen, I don't agree with everything he say, but I don't think he said nothing wrong. Just there, wasn't nothing detrimental. He not like trashing nobody. I'm not, unless I'm really hearing this shit wrong. I don't hear it.
Fighting off more than he could chew.
I mean, yeah, I think he's just jumping out there fighting Joshua, but I think it's a dangerous move to make. But at the end of the day, scared money don't make no money. So
yeah,
when you're a guy in his situation, people should only respect him for what he's doing. Like, you got to respect the aspect of this guy started boxing late, and now he's where he's at, and he's really taking a challenge right now. Like, he's challenging himself. So I respect it.
And Ryan Garcia is 190 pounds?
That's what it looked like, yeah, for sure.
You saw he replied to you, right? On the stream there?
Yeah, I seen what he said.
Yeah. That would be a fun one too.
I would love to make that fight happen. I've been said that.
Yes. No, you've been, everyone has to be honest with themselves. You've been calling for all these guys, and now I feel like it's finally coming to fruition. Your second fight at MSG. The first one was back in 2017, if I do recall. My memory serves me correct. What do you remember from that experience? Did it feel special to you, the world's most famous arena? I know you're a Jersey guy, Newark guy, but being in that building where Ali fought and so many others, did it feel special for you?
Yeah, it did. It felt like an amazing experience.
Definitely overdoing it, bro.
I remember just being
for
like
a reason to have something to say.
Early on the card, I wasn't really like
that's that shit I be talking
main
about.
event. So now
personal, bro.
I know that the experience is going to be
I
like
don't do that shit with
a whole different world. So
overanalyze everything.
I'm excited.
You're the man. You're the guy. You're the A side. And by the way, just for the record, I do agree with you. You are the A side. I feel like that place is going to be 75-25 Shakur, right?
He's got more tickets.
Yeah, I think New York going to be out there for me.
He got
even though he claimed New York.
He got T.O.
What do you think? Official prediction? What are we going with?
Let me stop talking shit. They gonna come for me.
I don't got no prediction. I know my prediction is me coming out victorious.
All right. That's all that matters.
Yes,
thank you, Shakur. Appreciate it very much. Good luck to you. Always great to have you on. And looking forward to the fight very much. January 31st, right here in New York City, the Mecca, world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, you versus Teofimo. Great fight. Thank you so much, Shakur. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're the man. There he is. Shakur Stevenson, kind enough to join us. Appreciate his time. The pride of Brick City, Newark, New Jersey.
Good interviews, man. We got a great fight coming up, man. Just can't wait to see it. I hopefully Teofimo do another interview with somebody. I'll cover his as well. I'll try to, cover these guys' interviews leading up to the fight. So y'all stay in the loop, everybody. Stay in the loop. Yeah, I thought it was a good interview. This is my thing. If he was sitting up there kicking somebody back in or like just down talking somebody and like giving just being real, I didn't hear that. It wasn't that kind of interview. Just got asked questions, he answered them, moved on. He didn't make nothing too personal. Just didn't want to answer no questions about a guy that ain't gonna fight him. I feel him. I'm glad. So they could finally stop saying he clout chasing him. He don't want to talk about him because they not fighting. You don't need to keep asking about a guy he ain't fighting. Yeah, he got more. Shout out to El Har, man. Yeah, he got more accolades. And shit, if he win this fight, 4 division champion loading, man. You get me? 4 division champion loading. But Teo might have something to say about that. Teo ain't gonna go easy, man. He better fight his ass off. Fight his ass off, man. He gonna have to come prepared and prepare for the best fight you gonna have. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you don't feel like a guy gonna fight you, ain't no need to keep talking about that. Yeah, you're not fighting. Move on. Next question. You feel me? Next question. You take it to the extreme, yeah. Shout out to Mag 7, yeah, they do. So Marcus was good with it. Facts, especially when we don't really want to fight. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He like, bro, and I respect it. So now people could shut up about, oh, he's trying to use his name to sell his fights, and he's only saying his name because of this. And nah, bro, we got 140 smoke. You dig? But it's gonna be a fun fight. The undercard look like it's shaping out pretty good. I'm hearing Richardson, Hitchens, and Jermaine Ortiz could be on that card for the 31st. So that's cool. You know, Jermaine Ortiz and Hitchens had a scrap as amateurs, man, and they took that joint from Hitchens, man. They kind of robbed him. They took it from him. And speaking of Hitchens, we're going to talk about Hitchens for a second too, man, because Gary Antuanne Russell gave his thoughts on Hitchens, man. He went in. He did not hold back. You know what I'm saying? Tell you to, hey, man, Hitchens, man, you going to have to answer, man. Gary Russell Jr. on your helmet, G. Let's pull this. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. I got 25 minutes recording. Take a shout out to 704 Joe. Get that money on, my guy. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. We're going to cook for a few more minutes, man. Let me get this up for Gary, man. Gary. Gary. I like Gary, man. The fact of the matter is, a lot of these fights too, we be wanting to see, but some of these dudes be having stuff lined up already. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's nobody that wouldn't want to see Gary fight anybody for that matter. Any of these top guys. Let me find where Gary Russell. Let's see, man. He told Hitchens, man, he said he beat Hitchens 3 or 4 times, did he say?
2.5 no more. We won more fights. He won a title.
I didn't mean to pull this one up. Not this guy. If this scope fool pricing itself out at oh man, I'll do it this way. Pricing itself out and shit. No more 2.5. No more 2.5. Gotta come with the bag this time. 10 million. 10 million. 10 million. 10 million. 10 million. They gonna pay you 10 million. Oh, that guy, yo. That guy really know how to piss me off. And he don't even know me. Just be paid. His existence be pissing me off. He just be saying anything. Get right up in them interviews and just start talking. $10 million. Nobody's paying you $10 million to fight Abdullah Mason. This dude is wild, bro. Let's go.
Champion, when asked about you for unification, he says that you need to get your name up. What's your reaction to that?
My reaction to that is honestly, he make it seem like his name is bigger than mine. It's really not. I'm gonna be realistic. If our name isn't equal, I'm more known than you, bro. And he said something about I need to get my get back. I cooked them 4 times. If anybody need to get back, he got to get a show. It's also a business too. This is show business.
Tell him.
Business and the business.
Tell him
it'll weigh out good as far as profiting. How many people's going to tune into it? I'll be able to break the ice. I had New York on Smash. Like, oh shit, Richardson got it. Now, if I say that, tell him something, he can get it. Yes, you're right. You can get it too, my guy. I'm waiting on it.
Do you feel like that fight will happen?
Yeah, it'll happen. I got to get through this dude that I got to go through first. I don't overlook nobody.
Right.
I don't overlook nobody.
Right.
When I call, I say I'm coming correct.
Mm-hmm.
For like everybody know it. They try to compare me to Sean Porter. I cleared the air on that. Like, look, we
Crush. What it do?
Fighters. I understand how y'all can say that we are alike in some ways. The similarities are there because we both are aggressive, but we don't fight the same.
Yeah, they don't.
Respectfully, don't say that I'm a Sean Porter fighter.
He not a Sean Porter. He don't fight like Sean Porter. He don't, and that's no slight to Sean Porter. It's just he don't fight like him. He got some qualities about him that Sean Porter may have, but that don't mean he fight like him. Yeah, they both aggressive, but their approach to it is different. You know what I'm saying? They fight differently than me.
What he did, he gave back to the boxing community. What we do is public service. We keep people off the streets. We keep people entertained, and we give people hope as well. You know what I mean? And Sean Porter, he was one of the ones who has done that. He didn't influence people to say, oh, I want to turn my life around. He didn't influence people to say, and made them think, like, oh, I can do this and make something out of myself. He inspired people. That's public service. Me and Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? Business-wise, that's the strategic way to go about it. But I love the sport. So I try to get a real way I can feel that. And I'm always respectful, but don't play with me. And I don't want nobody playing with nobody else. So if I got to set the record straight for somebody else, I will. You know what I mean? But that's how it's coming. Lamont Roach, if you beat as a Cruz, and he, like I said, he want to exercise his rights and call me out, I had to say, hold on, Richard Hitchens. I put Richard on hold for Lamont Roach because the way he's talking. Let me get through this fight first.
That's right. What do you think about Shakur Stevenson moving up to, fight Teofimo Lopez?
And we heard that already, what he thought. He said he picked Teo, but you heard what he said for Hitchens, man. Hitchens, he been wanting that smoke with Hitchens, man, and Hitchens' name being spoken about. But like I said, I think him and Jermaine Ortiz got something lined up for the 31st, and Gary already got a fight lined up. So what I'm seeing in boxing is people are impatiently pushing narratives because they just not letting things happen, right? Like boxing is getting so fucking trash that we're deeming fighters ducks when they're not even in the same weight class with guys. We're deeming fighters ducks when they got fights lined up in front of them, big opportunities and shit like that. It's a whole lot of senseless like talking points. Anything to tear these dudes down is like, let me overanalyze everything he said. And I'm gonna see how everybody keep the same energy. And I already know what it's gonna be. They not though. You know what I'm saying? But these we gonna find out. We gonna find out just just who gonna keep the same energy. But Hitchens, man, good fighter. Him and Jermaine Ortiz should be a really good fight coming up, man. Real good fight. I believe so. Good chess match. They got history. They fought as amateurs. They did rob. I hate to use the word rob, but they did. They took that from Hitchens. He definitely beat Jermaine Ortiz as an amateur. He's letting hands on. Matter of fact, I made a short video on it. So he definitely put some hands on Jermaine Ortiz in that fight, man. But they gave it to Ortiz instead, you know. Matter of fact, I think I got the video. We're going to play it right while we wrap up. Hit the like button if you didn't. About 60 people still in the building. Hit the like, sub to the channel, turn the notifications on. Let's play this, man. This was Hitchens in the Olympic trials with Jermaine Ortiz.
Nice.
They'd be scrapping as amateurs, bro, but they'd take an amateur fight from you in a heartbeat, bro. They scrapping too. They was letting them hands fly.
Fucked up, man. You fucked up.
Saying at this hotel, the winner comes out of the red corner.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, he was going nuts. He know he ain't win that fight, bro. They know Jermaine. Shout out to Jermaine Ortiz. You ain't win that. Will history repeat itself if they fight in January? We're going to find out. But I think Hitchens can win that fight. I think it'll be a scrappy fight. Jermaine Ortiz is a really good fighter. He did really good, really good against both Loma and Teofimo. Arguably beat Teofimo in the eyes of some, right? Loma, I think he just faded down the stretch and he lost because of it. But it was a decent showing, man. Decent showing. I mean, beyond decent, matter of fact. It was a really good showing from Jermaine Ortiz, man, in both fights, man. Teo more so. I think he paced himself better in the fight against Teo than he did against Loma. I think Loma is so put a different kind of pressure on you, a mental pressure, and I think that should become physically draining to you, mentally and physically draining, and wear you down. That's what it looked like it happened to Jermaine Ortiz, whereas against Teo, he seemed like he was better prepared and he fought at a more controlled pace and he was able to finish the fight a lot more, consistently than he did against Loma. He didn't fade in the fight against Teo. He faded a bit in the fight against Loma. So I think that ultimately cost him the fight. But nonetheless, he better have his gas tank in order against Hitchens because Hitchens could box for 12 all night. So going to be a good fight. I'm hearing the undercard getting lined up pretty good. Eddie Hearn said there's going to be multiple title fights there. We're hearing Carlos Adames and Ammo Williams as well. So that's two more. It's one more fight that I can't think of right now that's supposed to be on that card. That's a good one. So we're going to see, man. We're going to see. But shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate everybody stopping through, rocking out. Appreciate the support. Hit the like button, sub to the channel on the way out. Your bell icon, you ain't hit them notifications, turn your notifications on. We grinding. We're going to be pumping out this content, man. So y'all make sure y'all be on the lookout for the short form videos. We rocking, man. So much love to everybody that pulled up on this good Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of it, and I'll see all y'all tomorrow at 4 p.m. Peace to the fans.
Representing Brick City, Shakur.
Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination. It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meeting them with straight left hand.
Oh, there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Jusdueboxing.